Attorney Del Castillo is the pioneer of PDRs, having been involved in the structure of PDRs used by both ABS CBN and GMA. She is the head of securities law for the law firm Romulo Mabanta and was dean of the Ateneo Law School from 1990 to 2000. Attorney Del Castillo is counsel for ABS CBN. Mr. Chair, can I request that Attorney Del Castillo be sworn in and recognized, please?
The committee secretary is hereby directed to execute the oath
Stand up na rin.
for Attorney Del Castillo.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before these joint congressional hearings, so help you God? Thank you.
Sige po, maaari na po kayo magpatuloy. Pakipindot po, ma'am.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Salamat po sa pangdinig na ito. Kung mamarapatin niyo po, mag-uumpisa ako by going back to the time that the ABS CBN Holdings PDRs were issued in 1999. Kung matatandaan niyo po, at that time, the Philippines together with its Asian neighbors were all reeling from the effect of the Asian financial crisis in 1997. So our capital market was really very much affected. The gains that we have realized in the early 1990s were all eroded. So we had a lot of companies that needed financing, but the traditional sources of financing like equity and debt were all inadequate at that point in time. Banks were not lending, and if they were on very steep grounds. So this is the milieu when the PDRs were introduced in the Philippines. Hindi po ito bago or novel. This is something that has been used in other financial markets at my counterparts po ito in other countries, including of course the American depository receipts. So this was supposed to be very convenient and beneficial to most companies in the Philippines. First, for the reason na you don't have to partake or to dispose of your ownership in order to raise financing. In the same manner, it is beneficial. This is better than debt because if it is a debt, then you have to pay the principal and interest regardless of the performance of the underlying shares or the shares that you use to secure your obligation. So this is something that was both beneficial to the capital market, to the companies that needed financing, as well as, of course, to the government. So as far as the capital market of the Philippines was concerned, it did perk up the market because of additional securities that were floated and being sold in the market. On the part of the Philippine government, it was increased economic activity for a lot of companies. That, of course, translates to additional collection of taxes. Ang aligasyon po ay ang PDRs ng ABS CBN Holdings are violative of the Philippine Constitution. Kung matatandaan po natin, the provision that really covers mass media is found in Section 11, Paragraph 1, Article 16 of the Philippine Constitution. Ang sinasabi po nito is that the ownership and management of mass media shall be limited to citizens of the Philippines and to corporations, cooperatives, or associations wholly owned and managed by such citizens. So dalawa lang po ang pinagbabawal. You have ownership and management of mass media companies. Against this test, the question that we ask is whether or not the ABS CBN Holdings PDRs allow the participation of foreign nationals in the ownership and management of a mass media company. So from the very outset, gusto ko po lamang idiin na magkaiba po ang ABS CBN Holdings Company sa ABS CBN Broadcasting Corporation. Yung holdings po own shares in ABS CBN Broadcasting. Hindi lang po ABS CBN Holdings ang may-ari ng shares ng ABS Broadcasting dahil marami pong ibang shareholders ang ABS CBN Broadcasting. It is broadcasting that is engaged in mass media. ABS CBN Holdings is a purely holding company. Ang activity po nito, because it is a holding company, is just to invest in shares. So in this case, the PDRs were issued by ABS CBN Holdings to investors under the terms of what we call the PDR instrument. This is a contract po between the investors of the PDRs and the issuer, who is ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. This contractual arrangement has nothing to do with ABS CBN Broadcasting, because ang parties po ng kontratang ito, which is covered under the PDR instrument, are the investors and ABS CBN Holdings. Hindi po party sa PDR instrument ang ABS CBN Broadcasting. Ang only link po, if you can call it a link, is that ang PDR investors po, when they invest in the PDRs, they track the performance of the ABS-CBN Broadcasting, kasi doon po nanggagaling ang kita ng ABS-CBN Holdings. Being a holding company, it only derives income through its ownership in other companies in the form of dividends and other distributions from its investments. So yun lang po, kasi kung mag-i-invest sila sa PDRs, they have to know kung anong value ng PDRs, and that was dependent on the performance of the underlying shares. Pero wala po silang pakialam sa ABS-CBN Broadcasting. Hindi po sila partido sa PDR instrument, which is the contract between the investors and ABS-CBN Holdings. Wala pong, as we call it in legal terms, wala pong privity of relationship. So kung hindi man po tumupad ang ABS-CBN Holdings sa kanyang mga obligasyones under the PDR instrument, wala pong right ang PDR holders to proceed against ABS-CBN Broadcasting. So ang tanong po lamang is, does the investment of foreign nationals in the PDRs issued by ABS-CBN Holdings violate the Philippine Constitution? Your answer to this can be yes, only if such investors own shares, which is the test of ownership, or they do participate in the management of ABS-CBN Broadcasting. At ang sabi ko po kanina, magkaiba po ang dalawang korporasyon na to. Wala pong pakialam ang mga investors sa ownership at sa management ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting Company. Ang rights po ng PDR holders are only against ABS-CBN Holdings, hindi po against ABS-CBN Broadcasting, and wala po silang rights, whether of ownership or management, of the mass media corporation, which is ABS-CBN Holdings Broadcasting Company. So, para po malinawan kung ano itong mga PDRs na to, there are tests that are employed to determine whether there's a violation of the Philippine Constitution. The first test is the test of ownership, and secondly, of management. So whether they have ownership rights over the mass media company, that is ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation, we should really understand the nature of the PDRs. PDRs are purely financial instruments. Hindi po siya shares, hindi po siya nakakaboto sa ABS-CBN Broadcasting, at hindi po siya nakakapag-participate sa management ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting. So in this case, being a financial instrument, ang only expectation po ng investors in PDRs would be, of course, whatever cash distribution and gains they can derive in the trading and transfer of ownership of the PDRs. So, akin pong inuulit, ang ownership po nila ay sa PDRs, hindi po sa shares ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting. Wala po silang right to participate in the management of ABS-CBN Broadcasting because hindi po sila shareholders nito, and they have no rights whatsoever, whether granted by way of contract, arrangement, or any form of understanding, to participate in the voting as shareholders or to direct or cause the voting of the shares in ABS-CBN Broadcasting. So as far as the Philippine regulatory agencies are concerned, this has been recognized by the Securities and Exchange Commission as something which is different from the shares of ABS-CBN Broadcasting, because it has approved the registration of ABS CBN Holdings PDRs and ABS CBN Broadcasting shares. Magkaiba po sila. They have separate registrations, they have separate trading, and because these PDRs have also been listed and traded in the Philippine Stock Exchange. So pwede po kayong bumili ng ABS-CBN shares sa stock market, pwede din kayong bumili ng PDRs ng ABS-CBN Holdings sa stock market. Magkaiba po silang dalawa. There is no transfer of rights from the shareholders of ABS-CBN Broadcasting to the PDR holders. Because of these separate and distinct characters, the owners of the PDRs na inisyu po ng ABS-CBN Holdings ay hindi po pwedeng sabihin na may-ari ng shares ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. So for the owners of ABS-CBN Broadcasting shares, such as ABS-CBN Holdings, ang requirement po ng ating batas at ng mga interpretasyon ng ating mga desisyon ng Korte Suprema is that they should have full beneficial interest in the mass media company para po maging compliant with the Philippine Constitution. The full beneficial interest test was employed by, of course, the two well-known cases dealing with nationalization and citizenship. Ito po yung kaso ni Gamboa at ang kaso ni Roy versus Herbosa. Simple lang po ang pagka-discuss sa case ng Roy versus Herbosa. You have rights to participate in the ownership of the mass media company only if the shares have been assigned to you or the voting rights have been assigned to you. Hindi po yan binigay sa PDR holders. Ang bumoboto po ng mga shares ay ang ABS-CBN Holdings, hindi po ang investors ng PDRs. So, hindi po talaga pwedeng sabihin that they are owners of shares or equity in the mass media company, which is a restricted business insofar as the Constitution is concerned. Yung other test po, apart from ownership, in the case of full beneficial ownership, ay yung pong right ng PDR holders to receive dividends and other fruits and accessions. Ang sabi po ni Roy versus Herbosa, kung ikaw ay entitled to receive the dividends from the mass media company or any forms of profits, accessions, or fruits, then the beneficial ownership lies in the PDR holders and not in the owner of the shares. Wala pong ganong assignment ang PDR instrument na ibinibigay ang right to dividends and any fruits or accessions to the PDR holders. What they are entitled to would be cash distribution from ABS-CBN Holdings Corporation. Yung cash distribution po, pwede pong manggaling at in most cases nanggagaling din sa dividendo ng ABS-CBN. Pero ang the one entitled to those dividends ay hindi ang ABS-CBN Holdings PDR holders but ABS-CBN Holdings. So para po niyang ni-receive the one entitled, because this is a shareholder right, the one entitled is ABS-CBN Holdings. Hindi po niya ina-assign ang kanyang rights to dividends to the PDR holders. Ang kanya lang pong commitment is that pagkatapos kung makareceive ng income, and because this is a holding company and income is derived from their ownership or investment in shares, I will get my operating expenses, I will get the amount that I need for my taxes, I will need the amount that I need to discharge my loans, at kung may sobra, those are the ones that will be distributed in the form of cash distribution to the PDR holders. Kung for any reason po ABS-CBN Holdings does not do this and does not pay the PDR holders, the right of action of PDR holders is against ABS-CBN Holdings and not against ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. Even if ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation earns a lot of profits, even if it accumulates a lot of profits, wala pong right ang PDR holders to compel the declaration of those dividends kasi hindi po sila shareholders. Ang kanila lang inaasahan ay ang distribution ng ABS CBN Holdings pagkatapos nitong bayaran ang lahat ng kanyang pangangailangan at kung may sobra man po ay yun ang i-distribute sa PDR holders. So as far as the issuance of the PDRs are concerned, the PDR instrument does not transfer any voting rights, especially for the right to vote directors. Kung matatandaan niyo po, the case of Gamboa versus Teves, yung mahaba-habang desisyon ni Justice Carpio, ang kanila pong pinag-usapan lang is ano ba ang control na pinagbabawal ng Constitution. The control na pinagbabawal ng Constitution is the control and more principally the power to elect the directors. Bakit po just the vote on the directors? Kasi the vote on directors is crucial in the sense that it is the board of directors that control the affairs of the corporation and they are the ones that manage the corporation. So anyone who has the power to vote directors has control over the corporation. Wala pong ganong right ang PDR holders. Wala po silang right to vote the directors. Wala rin po silang right to direct ABS CBN to vote in any particular way, including, of course, the voting in the case of the election of directors. Ang PDR holders po are what we call passive investors. Hindi po sila nakikialam sa ownership and management. The commitments of ABS-CBN Holdings is really just to make cash distribution. Because it is a financial instrument, ang expectation lang ay financial rewards. So they can do this two ways. Dahil po listed ang PDRs ng ABS-CBN Holdings, they can trade those PDRs in the market. And they can have, of course, gains arising from the trading of their PDRs. The other way is, of course, wait for the cash distribution insofar as ABS-CBN Holdings are concerned. So the dividends received by ABS-CBN Holdings from ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation are those that are relied upon by the PDR holders. Pero hindi po ito pass-through. Some people are saying it is a pass-through. Hindi po ito pass-through. Kasi para po yung ni-receive ko, kung ako ay shareholder ng isang kumpanya, ni-receive ko yan, sa akin po yung dividendo na yon. And after paying all my expenses and all my obligations, I can commit to give the balance to anyone. Kasi sa akin po yun. Ako ang may-ari ng mga dividendo. And that is exactly what happens in the case of the PDR holders. So, as I said previously, kung hindi po yan bayaran ng ABS-CBN Holdings, hindi po sila pwede magdemanda against ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation because wala po silang right to proceed against ABS-CBN Broadcasting directly. Kung hindi po sila satisfied sa kanilang investments, wala po yung direct action against the mass media company. Pwede nilang ibenta yung kanilang PDRs or pwede nilang i-exercise yung exercise rights, which is, of course, to acquire the shares kung sila ay qualified, kung sila ay Filipino, at kung hindi man, na ang kanilang right lang ay to obtain the proceeds of the sale of those shares. So as you can see, there is no direct link to the shares of ABS-CBN Broadcasting Company. So all of these factors that I have discussed only point to one fact. The PDRs have a life of its own. Hindi po yan naka-attach sa shares ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting. They trade independently. There are financial and cash distributions which are separately given by ABS-CBN Holdings. At sila po ay hindi talaga magkapareho. I think the confusion in the layman's eyes is always na parang magkapareho yung PDR holders at yung shareholders ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. Magkaiba po kasi ang ABS-CBN Holdings is a shareholder of ABS-CBN Broadcasting. The PDR holders are owners of financial instruments issued by ABS-CBN Holding Company. The other issue po is yung management ng mass media companies. So, meron bang right ang mga PDR holders to participate in the management of ABS CBN Broadcasting, which is the mass media company? Wala po, because the management lies and is under the control of the Board of Directors of ABS CBN Broadcasting Corporation. Hindi po sila shareholders. Neither were they given any right in the PDR instrument to cause the election of the Board of Directors or to cause the voting in one way or another of the shares owned by ABS CBN Holdings. They do not have the power to vote and certainly do not have the power to vote directors. Pwede po ba silang ma-appoint in management positions? Kung talaga pong qualified, pwede naman pong ma-appoint in management positions. But the fact na meron silang PDR is not their entitlement to be appointed or elected to management positions of the mass media company. If they so happen to be PDR directors, PDR holders, and they're foreign nationals, and they do participate or appointed in management positions, hindi po yan dahil sa PDRs. Because the PDRs do not have any right to be appointed, elected as directors, or appointed to management positions. At ang isa pong naming gustong sabihin is, yung ABS CBN Holdings PDRs ay registered po sa Securities and Exchange Commission under our securities regulations. They are also listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange. And if you know the scrutiny that this government agency and market authority does in doing registration and the listing, you will know that this company, ABS CBN Holdings, subjected itself to the full scrutiny, review, regulation, and supervision of the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange. Kung meron po silang ginagawang kalokohan or circumvention of the Philippine Constitution, they would not subject themselves to this kind of scrutiny. Because lahat naman po ng ginagawa ng ABS CBN Holdings as issuer of PDRs ay dinidisclose naman po to this government agency and market authority. Hindi po sila nagtatago ng kahit ano because this is their obligation under the law to make material disclosures. In issuing all of these securities, ang ABS CBN po Holdings have in good faith complied with all the requirements of the government regulatory agencies that have jurisdiction over
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Vice Chairman Remulla.
The presentation seems to be very long. Are they winding up already or
Yeah.
mahaba pa?
Salamat po.
Ma'am, gaano kahaba pa po yung
I'm closing na po.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
So I just want to close by saying that their acts are all above board. They have relied on the approvals and the permits and licenses issued by the Securities Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange. If for any reason those decisions are wrong and the courts declare that they are wrong, we have po in good faith relied on them. So it's going to cause some effect on the Philippine capital market dahil po it will erode the investors' confidence in decisions made by these government agencies and market regulation authority. So yun lang po ang gusto naming sabihin na wala po kami itinatago. We have not circumvented the Philippine Constitution and all the terms and conditions of the PDRs have been fully disclosed and of course evaluated by the government agencies and the market authority. Marami pong
Mr. Chairman.
salamat.
Thank you.
Marami pong salamat.
Tapos na po kayo, ma'am.
Tapos na po.
Maraming salamat po. At in the spirit of fairness po, sa espiritu po ng pagkakapantay-pantay para sa mga pro-ABS at sa anti-ABS, ay magkakaroon naman po tayo ng counter presentation na para po sa usapin ng PDRs na gagampanan po ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Vice Chairman Remulla.
I just want to qualify the witness because we allowed the witness to speak without much introduction. Diretso na po sa usapan tungkol sa PDR. Pwede ko po i-qualify ng kaunti lang.
Papayagan po kita.
Tatanungin ko lang ho siya sa background at lahat. Hindi naman humahaba eh.
Okay po.
Para
Sige
I
po.
want to satisfy myself that she is a competent witness
1
in
minute.
this hearing.
1 minute, Vice Chairman Remulla.
Attorney Del Castillo, abogado po kayo ng ABS CBN.
Opo.
Kaya nagsasalita po kayo bilang abogado ng ABS CBN.
Opo.
At sa inyong pagsasabi sa amin, hindi ko kayo humaharap dito bilang para sa taxpayer, kundi para sa ABS-CBN na nagbabayad ng inyong attorney's fee.
Ang participation po namin dito ay as counsel of ABS-CBN.
As counsel of ABS-CBN, kayo rin po ang nag-design ng PDR.
Hindi po yan inimbento. Dahil po ang PDRs ay may counterparts po yan in other financial market. Kami lang po ang unang nag-introduce sa Pilipinas.
So kayo
Hindi
po ang
namin-
advisor nila, kayo po ang nag-advisor ng ABS-CBN tungkol sa PDR.
Opo.
Kaya pa nagsasalita kayo dito sa harap namin, expected po, sasabihin nyo walang mali, kasi kayo po yung abogado ng ina-examine dito. Siyempre ho, di ba ho?
Pero obligasyon din po ng abogado na bago niya sabihin yun, i-review po niya.
Pero yun nga, ang ibig ko sabihin po, ang pinag-uusapan natin, kayo ho may akda, kaya ang sinasabi nyo sa amin, walang mali sa inyong ginawa. Tama ho ba yun?
Opo, at yun po ay kumpirmado
Salamat po,
naman.
salamat po.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Remulla. Yes, Congressman Barsaga.
Mungkahi lamang kagalang-galang chairman.
Sige po.
Pwede bang makahingi tayo ng hard copy ng sinabi ni Dean Castillo? Kasi it's a little bit complicated and definitely her dissertation will be considered by the members of this committee in the deliberation whether or not we shall grant or not the franchise of ABS-CBN.
Thank you, Congressman Barsaga. The committee secretary is hereby directed to
Mr.
give
Chairman.
the copy of the manifestation of Attorney Del Castillo to all members.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congresswoman Biolago.
thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon. I just want to clarify kung tama po ba ang dinig ko kay attorney na yung kita ng ABS Holding came from ABS CBN Corporation?
Opo, kasi po they own shares.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Biolago. And without further ado, I give the floor to Vice Chairman Mike Defensor to give the counter presentation about PDRs.
Maraming salamat, Chairman Alvarado, sa ating pong mga guests sa ABS-CBN, sa aking mga kasama na nandito. Una po sa lahat, gusto ko lang pong linawin na wala naman pong pro o anti dito, Mr. Chairman. Importante lang po na tanungin namin ang tamang mga tanong, malaman namin ang katotohanan, at batay po doon bumoto kami. Sa inyong po mga presentasyon at doon sa mga isyong na ilagak dito sa komite, pwede ho nagkamali kayo. But does it require a rescission of the franchise? Pwede po bang yun ang maging batayan ng hindi pag-renew? Pwede rin pong ito rin na maging batayan na sabihin ng mga miyembro ng komite na wag i-renew dahil ganito ang naging ginawang violation. Pero importante po sa amin na tanungin ang ating mga applicant, ang ABS CBN Corporation, para malinawan po tayong lahat. Alam mo natin na ang kalagahan ng inyong trabaho, ng inyong negosyo. Hindi lang po negosyo yan. Siya po ang nagbibigay ng kultura, siya po ang nagbibigay ng impormasyon at kaisipan sa ating mga mamamayan at higit sa lahat sa ating mga kabataan. Gusto ko rin pong sabihin, and yeah, if I may make the presentation, Mr. Chairman, napaka-komplikado po ng usapin nitong PDRs. Hindi ho ganun kasimple. At sa akin pong maliit na presentasyon, at siguro sa ating mga tanungan, malinawan natin talaga. Pero pagpaumanin niyo ho, dahil ako po may konklusyon sa aking ginawang pag-aaral at sa aking presentasyon ngayong hapon. Next slide, please. Yung ating pong konstitusyon, which you mentioned, Attorney Del Castillo, dalawa pong ang bagay ang sinasabi niya, ownership and management. Yan pong dalawang bagay na kanyang tinitingnan sa isang korporasyon. Higit sa lahat sa mass media, 100% ang ownership wholly owned by Filipinos. Ibig sabihin nyo, kahit gatiting, hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng ownership ang dayuhan. Sa ating pong mga tahanan, no, meron ho ding control at ownership. Yung ownership, pag-aari yung mag-asawa, yung bahay. Pero yung control, kay misis. Dito ho, hindi naman pinag-uusapan mismo ang control. Because the cases you mentioned about Herbosa and Roy, the case you mentioned about Gamboa, we're all talking about the 60-40 relationship and they were talking about control. So pinag-aralan po nila. They were studying the common preferred shares and now it affected the voting, the beneficial ownership of the corporation. So ibang po naman ang usapin ng ownership. Yun lang po ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Dahil sa palagay ko naman, sa control, wala naman po sigurong ganong lumabas o naging epekto. But let us see. Ang PDRs po ay pagtatago sa tunay na pagmamay-ari ng dayuhan. Next slide, please. Ano po ba ang depository receipt? Ang sabi po niya, katulad na banggit niyo, matagal na po ito. Meron pong American Depository Receipts, Depository, yan po yung sinasabi nila. Meron pong GDR, German Depository Receipts, Global Depository Receipts. Ang kaibahan nung dito sa Pilipinas, nung ginawa po ito, at matagal pong hindi ginawa sa Pilipinas po, dahil may ownership restriction, hindi nila alam paano ipoporma ang depository receipts. At nangyari lang po ito, ng katulad ng binanggit nyo, na magsimula itong 1999 nang ito po yung isinagawa ng ABS CBN at ng iba pang kumpanya na gumawa ng depository receipts. Ito po ay negotiable security which represents ownership, interest and securities of a foreign issuer, typically trading outside its home market. A PDR represents a share in a company which gives the owner the right to all the dividends due and shares of stock acquired. Ang ibig pong sabihin, ang lahat ng kita ng PDR pupunta doon sa may hawak ng PDR. Ang PDR po, ito po yung kinyo pong Philippine Depository Certificate. Ang nakalagay po dito sa inyong Philippine Depository Certificate, one existing share of ABS Broadcasting Corporation is equal to 1 PDR. Andito po, nakasabit po sa amin sa inyong komite. Pwede yung bumalik yung slide, parang nauna na nung nauna. So, hindi po pwedeng ibenta o bilhin ang PDR kung hindi gustong ibenta ng may-ari. Ang ibig sabihin po, para lang humaliwanagan yung ating mga nanonood, sa palengke ho, may rights. Sa palengke, yung nagbebenta, pwede niyang ibenta yung rights niya. Umabot po yan ng 100,000, minsan milyon pa. Yung kita sa rights niya, pumupunta doon po sa nagbebenta sa palengke. Pero yun nga po, walang titulo. Dito po sa PDR, nakasabay po ito sa isang titulo. Wala siya sa pangalan ng titulo, pero siya ang nagmay-ari ng titulo. 1 ABS CBN Broadcasting share is equal to 1 PDR. Sa palengke, rights, walang titulo, pero yan po, ganyan ang nagiging usapin sa kita at pagmamay-ari. Next slide, please. Yung puminanggit niya, tama po kayo. Ang ABS CBN Corporation ay kaiba sa ABS CBN Broadcasting Corporation. At ang kumpanya po ng ABS CBN Holdings Corporation ay ang pagbibenta ng PDR. So pag tinignan po ang ABS CBN na kumpanya, ang may-ari ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. Next slide. Ang ABS CBN Holdings Corporation po, 50% pagmamay-ari ng Lopez Inc. At iba pang mga direktor at opisyalis nito. Yan po ay galing sa inyong webpage. Next slide, please. Yan din ho, galing sa Philippine Stock Exchange, na ang sinasabi po niya na ang ABS CBN Broadcasting ay owned by Lopez Inc. At ito po'y kasama dito ang negosyo ng pagbibenta ng PDR. Next slide. Ang ABS CBN po, maraming layers ng pagmamayari. Hindi lang po ang ABS CBN Corporation, katulad po yung kaninang pinakita ko, ang nagmamayari ABS CBN Holdings. Nandyan po ang PDR sa ABS CBN Holdings. Ang Lopez Inc. din po, na hindi ho yan listed, meron po yan Lopez Holdings na listed company. So, ang layering po, napakadami. Diyan po sa diagram na yan, makikita nyo. And for the record, Mr. Chairman, pag paumanin po ng ABS-CBN Corporation, hindi ho sinambit sa amin ang dokumento ng Lopez Inc. to Lopez Holdings Corporation. And maybe at a proper time, we can ask for that. Kasi ang hawak lang po namin, ABS-CBN and ABS-CBN Holdings. Next slide, please. Kung titingnan nyo po, dyan po sa listahan ng Lopez Holdings Corporation, 54% po dyan ay Lopez Inc. Yung pong Filipino group ng PCD nominee, dyan po ang mga PDRs, 30%. At malinaw po, nakadeklara sa inyong mismong website, non-Filipino PCD nominee corporation at 9.89%. Kanina ho sinabi na Atty. Del Castillo, meron na pong ABS-CBN Holdings, meron na pong banyaga na magmamayari. And I think it's very clear also, nandito po sa akin yung pag-uusap na ginawa noong shareholders meeting. Ang sabi po, the PDRs sa ABS-CBN Holdings, the PDRs unlock the share value of ABS-CBN, allowing foreigners to participate in a media enterprise whose ownership is constitutionally limited to Filipinos, with foreigners allowed to buy PDRs, shares which have long been undervalued, can now play catch-up with the regional media counterparts. Ito naman po galing sa ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. So paglilinaw lang po, may Lopez Inc., may ABS CBN, meron ABS CBN Holdings, at meron Lopez Holdings. Sa dalawa pong korporasyon ng ABS CBN Holdings at Lopez Holdings, meron pong mga banyaga na nagmamayari ng PDRs. At ang PDRs po na yan, may katumbas na share sa ABS-CBN. So ito po yung susunod, ang ABS-CBN, next slide please, Corporation. Kung titingnan nyo po dyan, 490 million shares, Lopez Inc. Tapos nandyan din po yung PCD Nominee Corporation, 352 million shares. Yan po kailangan nating himayin. Sino po ba dyan ang PDR holders na banyaga? Next slide, please. Again, in the Lopez Holdings Corporation, nakalagay po dyan, Lopez Holdings Corporation entered into a memorandum of agreement with Lopez Inc. for the subscription of Philippine depository receipts to be issued by Lopez Inc., which are common shares of ABS CBN Corporation. Lopez Holdings Corporation's total investment in the deposit receipts amount to 1.5 billion. Kaya pag pumanin niyo po, Atty. Del Castillo, medyo i-debunk ko lang po yung binanggit niyo kanina, there is an actual share in ABS-CBN Corporation. They may not have their names. Wala po sa pangalan nila yung ABS-CBN Corporation share, pero ang bawat PDR ay may katumbas na share sa ABS-CBN Corporation. Next slide, please. Yan po ang sample contract. Pinakita ko na po kanina yan, at muli po, papakita ko yan. Ang existing corporation po ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting, 1 PDR, 1 ABS. Kung iahambing ko po yan sa bahay, meron kang bahay, may titulo. Yung titulo mo, sinabi mo, may papel kang hawak. Ako nagmamayari ng 30% ng bahay na yan, wala kang pangalan sa titulo. Pero batay sa kontratang yon, hindi mabibenta yung bahay. O kung mabenta man, mapupunta sa iyo ang 30%. Pag ang bahay pinarenta ng 1,000, 300 pupunta sa iyo, bawat kita ng bahay na yan. Yan po, sa aking palagay, is a circumvention of our Constitution on ownership. Sa maraming pagkakataon, yan po ay pwede mo nating sabihing anti-dummy. Na merong banyaga, meron siyang kinabitan na korporasyon na Pilipino, pero ang kita, ang pagmamayari sa katotohanan kanya. So ito po yung slide ng ABS CBN One Share, One Stock. Ito po, katulad na banggit ko, ay violation ng ownership. Isang pagpapaliwanag pa rin ang tax declaration, hindi ho siya titulo, pero yun po ay pagpapakilala ng pagmamayari. Kung ito po lang ay paliwanag natin sa ating mga kababayan, ganun po ang kanilang sitwasyon. Ngayon maraming pinag-usapan sa control. Kasi ang sabi po nila, wala namang control dahil sa wala naman silang boto, wala silang magagawa. At kung sakasakali, ang holdings corporation ang bumoboto. Papasok po ako doon sa kontrata natin, yung Philippine Deposit Receipt Instrument. Next slide please. Thank you. Ang nakalagay po dito, it will not alter, modify, or otherwise change its articles of corporation or bylaws or take any action as to materially prejudice any rights in relations to the PDRs. Ito po ang tinatawag na negative covenant. Wala kang pwedeng gawin hanggat kapit ko ang PDR. Wala pong pinagkaiba yan nung ECQ. Doon po sa kaso ng Rappler, bago ka lumabas, magpaalam ka sa barangay, kumonsulta ka. Dito, sinasabi na ng barangay, hindi ka pwedeng lumabas. Sa parehong ehemplo, ang kontrol nasa barangay. Sa pagkakataong nahunto, ang may-ari ng PDR may kontrol sa korporasyon. Next slide. Ito po, sinabi kanina ni Chairman Alvarado, when the law is clear, there is nothing for the courts to do but to apply it. This is the case of the Tawang Multipurpose Cooperative versus La Trinidad Water District. Our Constitution is very clear. There should be no foreign ownership, foreign control of our mass media corporations. Bawal po ang banyaga na magmay-ari o mag-control. At yan po, malinaw na malinaw at hindi po natin pwedeng palusutan. Last slide po. What cannot be done directly cannot be done indirectly. If acts that cannot be legally done directly can be done indirectly, then all laws would be illusory. Pagpainman niyo ho, kahit isang patak, kahit gabuti lang ng pagmamayari, hindi pwede. Kahit na ano pong layering ng korporasyon, pag may lumabas na isang banyaga at pumasok yan sa ABS CBN Corporation, hindi ho pinapayagan. Hindi ho pinapayagan ang direktang pagmamayari. At pagpamanin niyo, Atty. Del Castillo, ang PDR po ay isang pagpapalusot ng pagmamayari ng banyaga. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the clarification, Congressman Vice Chairman Mike Defensor. At para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, dahil po ang pinag-uusapan ay PDR, kahit po ABS CBN lang po ang nag-a-apply ngayon, ay nais po ng committee ito na makita lahat ng mga PDRs ng mga mass media and broadcasting companies na nabigyan na, formerly nabigyan na, or mag-a-apply pa lang dito sa joint committee na ito, lalong-lalo na po yung mga major broadcasting stations natin. Sana po bago yung susunod na hearing ay makuha natin at mapag-compare natin kung pare-parehas ba ang laman ng kanilang mga PDRs. The committee's secretary is hereby directed to secure copies of all PDRs of all major broadcasting mass media companies in the country that will apply or otherwise applied and given franchise by this committee.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez, alam niyo po nung huling hearing po natin ay hindi po natapos ni Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez yung kanyang oras. At kung ako'y nagkakamali, nag-uumpisa pa lamang siya sa kanyang pagtatanong, kaya po napakaswerte po niya sa pagkakataong ito, hindi ibabawas pa ba namin yung 1 minuto mong nakonsumo? Hinihingi na po niya na pambonus yung 1 minute na nakonsumo niya. So you now have your fresh 5 minutes, Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez, para sa pag-uumpisa ng ating nag-iisang round ng interpellation. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. At nadinig po natin ang manifestation ng ABS CBN at nadinig din po natin ang manifestation ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor. Ang pinagtatalunan po natin dito ay ang paggamit po ng PDR, whether ang PDR po na issue natin sa mga banyaga ay in consonant with the Section 11, Article 16 of the 1987 Constitution that states that the ownership and management of mass media shall be limited to the citizens of the Philippines. And at the same time, ito rin po ay binabanggit sa Section 8 ng Foreign Investment Act of 1991, and the same time, itong pong sinasabi nating Presidential Decree number 1018 of Section 2. Siguro po ang una kong katanungan na gusto ko pong malaman ay sa ABS CBN Corporation, kung magkano na po yung ating capital investment, yung buong total investment ng ABS CBN, magkano na po? ABS CBN Corporation can answer this. If I meron na po ba siyang nasa 100 billion, 85 billion, 90 billion? Magkano po ba?
Sir, Mr. Chair, yung total investment po ng ABS is about 30 billion more or less in stockholders' equity po.
Yun po yung sa stocks. Pero yung totality po ng investment. Kasi I think yung sinasabi po natin, ito po ba yung equity ng ABS-CBN, yung 35 billion. But yung totality po niyan ay umaabot na po siya ng 84.5 billion as submitted.
Opo.
84 billion.
Opo.
Correct. Okay. So sa 84.5 billion na pag-aari ng ABS-CBN Corporation, magkano po yung naibigay po natin or ano po ba ang naging mode o procurement ng ABS-CBN Holding Corporation? So andito ang ABS Holding Corporation, andito ang ABS Corporation. Ito po bang hawak ng ABS Holding Corporation na nanggaling sa ABS Corporation, magkano po ang nailipat sa ABS Holding Corporation? Anybody from ABS Holding Corporation can answer this. Okay. Mr. Chairman, meron po akong hawak na ABS-CBN holdings in 2016 and 2017. At dito, nababanggit na meron silang ang holding corporation ay may investment sa ABS-CBN Corporation ng 15 billion 102 million 724 and 489,000. 15 billion. Is that right, Mr. Chairman?
ABS-CBN, please answer. Tama po ba yung binanggit na numero ni Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez?
Sorry, Mr. Chair. Kung pwede sana balikan na lang namin kayo. We don't have the number right now.
Okay. Sige po. Pwede po yan. At sa sinabit po ninyo kasi, lumalabas na may 15 billion na kayo in-invest sa ABS-CBN Corporation, yung pong ABS-CBN Holding Corporation. At ang equivalent po nito ay maaabot sa 325 million and 51,900 number of shares. Okay? At ang equivalent po nito sa na-issue na ng holding corporation na PDRs ay umaabot ng 15 billion 70 million 219,000. So ang tanong ko po sa holding corporation, sino po ba ang umuupo ngayon bilang presidente at CEO ng holding corporation? Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, si Mr. Oscar Lopez ho ang presidente
Lopez
and
po.
chairman.
Siya po ngayon ang CEO. At ang holding corporation is into buying and selling. Is that right, Mr. Chair? Buying and selling, di po ba? Meron po ba tayo na tinatawag natin na kapag holding company ka, syempre, you have a different kind of industries that into your holding company. Are you in the other investment as well, like telecommunication, sa food, or sa oil?
Hindi po. Ang ABS CBN Holdings Corporation ay
Specific
ko to...
para lang doon sa
ABS.
pag-issue ng PDRs.
Oho.
Wala po tayong ibang other na industriya na hinahawakan, in other words,
Wala
Mr.
po.
Chair. Okay. So, ano po ang mga depository receipts na ginagamit natin? Katulad na nabanggit ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor kanina, meron tayong ADR, GDR, CDR. Iba-iba po yan American Depository Receipt. Ano po yung ginagamit na depository receipt ng ABS CBN Holding Corporation?
Yun po yung PDRs na dinescribe namin kanina.
Ano pong ginagamit po natin? Siyempre, meron tayong counterpart sa international, di ba? Okay, so holding company, siyempre nag-issue po kayo ng PDRs, di ba? Nag-issue. At ano po yung dinatawag nating depository bank na pinaglalagakan natin nung ating pong PDRs? Kasi siyempre may nagbebenta po ng PDR sa foreign di ba? Sino po ang depository bank na ginagamit po natin?
Iba-iba po yan, depende po sa investor. Pwede pong hawakan ng investor directly yung PDRs, yung ABS-CBN broadcasting shares naman, na underlying shares na tinatawag natin kasi siya yung nagsisecure ng PDRs, yan po ay naka-pledge at nandun sa isang trustee bank.
Correct. Pero dapat meron kayong naka-assign Katulad sa pledge agreement ninyo, sinasabi nyo sa pledge agreement nyo that you have a security agent, di ba? Maliwanag po. Dito, nakalagay po yan. Sa security, that the issuer in respects of the PDR are secured by the pledge in the favor of security agent. Na kumbaga sa yung pong inyong tinatawag na mga share, diyan po yan nilalagak, di ba? Para po sa mga PDR holders natin. So ang tanong ko lamang po ay simple. Meron po ba tayong depository bank?
Si Attorney Quezon po ang sasagot, siya po ang
Sige po,
corporate
Mr.
Mr.
secretary.
Chairman, yun hong pledge agreement ho namin is with Philippine Central Depository.
Ayun. So, ang ibig po sabihin, ang ating pong issued by ABS-CBN Holding Corporation, yung PDRs po, nilalagak po natin sa Philippine Central Depository. Kasi sila po yung nag-handle nung in-issue nating PDR.
Yung shares ho, na underlying shares ho ng
Correct.
PDRs, yun hong nakalagak sa
Yes, yung
PCD,
naka-attach na share natin na katumbas ng isang PDR,
Oho.
sila
Opo.
ang may control. Yung PCD. Am I
Opo.
right, Mr.
Opo.
Chairman?
As a pledge
Okay.
occasion.
Salamat po. At according sa report nga natin, meron nga tayong sinasabi dito na I wanted to be confirmed kung talagang 15 billion po yung ating pong ininvest sa ABS-CBN Corporation. At ito nga, nabigay natin yung corresponding na PDR na nasa PCD. Di ba? Am I right, Mr. Chairman? Yes or no?
Pakiulit ho yung question.
Okay, yung yung ating pong holding corporation, nag-issue siya ng PDR, at yung in-issue niyang PDR, hinawakan ng Philippine Central Depository, at ito po ay nasa control ngayon ng PCD, at hindi siya control ng tinatawag nating PDR holders, yung mga foreigners. Hindi nila hawak yung share. Kasi nga, yung share nandun sa PCD. Dahil according sa inyong agreement, sa pledge agreement, ang maghahawak noon ay ang security agent na PCD.
Mr. Chairman, ang PDR so, in-issue ho namin to the
Yes.
investors. So, nasa hawak ho ng mga investors yon. But yung underlying shares so, yun ho ang naka-pledge sa PCD.
Yung underlying share, siya ang naka-pledge sa PCD.
Opo.
Correct. Okay. So ngayon, dito kung makikita po ninyo yung sinabmit po natin sa Security and Exchange Commission as of August 31, 2018, nandito po yung mga PDR holders natin. Meron po tayong top 20 na masasabi po natin na na PDR holders. At dito po nga ay nakasaad yung PCD Nominee Corporation na kung saan foreigner siya. Meron din PCD Nominee Corporation na kung saan Pilipino din siya.
Opo.
At ang number of shares ng PCD Nominee Corporation ay 198 million plus shares. At ang hawak niya po ay 61% doon sa share. Sa PCD Nominee Corporation naman na hawak ng Pilipino, meron siyang 114 million shares, plus shares. At umaabot to ng 35%. Marami pa dito na mga PCD holder. Ngayon, kasi ako ay been into trading as well before. Pero hindi naman po ako player. Para lang marami lang po akong mga kaibigan na mga nagte-trade. At there was a time na binanggit sa akin itong PCD Nominee Corporation na isang foreign corporation. Pero hindi po siya publicly listed as one of the stock corporation. Andito ang SEC, Mr. Chairman. May I be allowed to ask SEC kung ano yung this PCD Nominee Corporation really stands for? Kasi parang pag titingnan mo siya sa Google, hanapin mo yung PCD Nominee Corporation, hindi mo makita yung kanyang financial statement. Hindi mo alam kung sino ang mga board of directors. Hindi mo alam kung sino yung sa articles of incorporation nila. Hindi natin makita kung ano at sino itong PCD Nominee Corporation. Mr. Chairman, can we allow the Secretary, Commissioner ng SEC to answer this? Andyan po ba wala ho pala si Chairman, yung Vice Chairman?
SEC? Meron pa Mr. Chairman. Hello?
Yeah, Commissioner, Commissioner Amatong. Can you answer this kung, kasi medyo grayish ang area ng PCD Corporation at maraming mga public investors like yung mga friends ko ang nagsasabi that this PCD is a lodging in ng mga majority stockholders sa mga kumpanya kung saan doon nila nilalagay ang kanilang mga share na dapat supposedly ay naka-offer sa public. What can you say about this, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, to explain, PCD Nominee Corporation is the legal entity that's used to facilitate trading in the Philippine Stock Exchange. It is ang tinatawag po dyan sa ay Central Securities Depository. So ang ating mga stocks po ngayon hindi na nakapapel. We don't have stock certificates anymore. All of our stock holdings are now listed in the electronic database of a corporation called PDTC, Philippine Depository Trust Corporation. And the PCD Nominee Corporation is the legal entity that has title to all of these securities, so that pag nagbenta po tayo sa stock exchange, kukunin na lang galing sa PCD nominee yung shares of stock that is in our name under our brokerage's name, and then ililipat dun sa bumili. At the same time, yung bayad na katumbas dun sa pagbenta na yun ay pupunta sa atin through our broker. So PCD Nominee Corporation, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, is a Philippine legal entity that is used to facilitate trading on the Philippine Stock Exchange. PCD Nominee Corporation, Mr. Chairman, also is used to distinguish kung sino yung foreign investors sa domestic investors. Kaya makikita po natin yung PCD Nominee Foreign, those are the shares of stock held in the name of PCD Nominee Corporation for foreign investors. Tapos yung PCD Nominee domestic or Filipino are those shares of stock owned by Filipinos but held in the name of PCD Nominee Corporation in order to facilitate stock trading.
So Mr. Chairman, ang sinasabi mo, yung PCD, pag nag-trade ka at ginamit mo yung Philippine Central Depository, you don't need a certificate of stock. In other words, paperless ang PCD. Kumbaga parang wala ka nang i-issue na certificate of stock dahil nga po yun ang ganoon ang sistema na ginagamit ng PCD. At ito ang ginagamit at itong mga PDR under dito po sa ABS CBN, isa yung PCD nominee. In other words, Mr. Chairman, medyo ang problema po natin dito, hindi natin sila kilala. Hindi natin alam kung sino itong mga incorporators. Dahil nga po, hindi sila publicly listed, Commissioner. Ang tanong ko sa iyo, Mr. Chairman, bakit hindi sila publicly listed? And considering that ABS-CBN and other companies like SM, Digital Telecom, marami ang gumagamit ng PCD Corporation. Kung publicly listed sila, dapat, di ba, makikita mo. Pero at this point of time, ang PCD po ay hindi siya public listed. At any rate, Mr. Chairman, this is an issue that we need to tackle in a separate investigation. Kaya ako lamang po nabanggit kasi I think it is incumbent upon the ABS CBN Holding Company that you have to somehow find it out kung sino po yung ating mga PDR holders. Precisely because under the Section 11 of Article 16 of the 1987 Constitution dictates that dapat truly and completely owned tayo by Filipino citizens. At ngayon, kung makikita po natin na shady ang mga karakter ng ating mga PDR holders, I think it is the responsibility of the holding company. But be that as it may, Mr. Chairman, I want to go on with my next question.
Before the Deputy Speaker Fernandez continues, just for the information of the committee members, the time of Deputy Speaker Puno and Congressman Bambol Tolentino were given to Deputy Speaker Fernandez. Please go
Thank
ahead.
you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, ano po ba ang ABS-CBN Holding Corporation, aside po dito sa nakita nating PCD Nominee Corporation, meron pa ba kayong ibang foreign investors na bumili ng PDR? Aside from PCD nominee, meron po ba bang ibang foreign investors na nag-issue ng PDR?
Honorable Fernandez, yung PCD nominee po yung depository, Philippine Depository, Central Depository, para po yung taguan ng pera. Diyan po nilagak yung PDRs. So ang tanong po ni Congressman Fernandez, doon po sa mga bumili ng PDRs, ilan po ang nakapasok ngayon sa Philippine Central Depository?
Mr. Chairman, kasi po,
Go ahead.
ang securities na traded ngayon sa Philippine Stock Exchange, scriptless na po yan. So wala na pong papel. Kaya
Yeah, I
po
know.
yung Philippine Central Depository, nandun po yung main security.
Correct.
So nagtitrade po yan without any script. So at any one time, pwede hong maglipat-lipat yan because they are traded.
So itong...
Pero-
Okay, sige po.
sorry
Sige,
po.
Mr.
Ang
Chairman.
gusto po ata ni DS Dan mula sa ABS-CBN Holdings at saka sa Lopez Holdings, i-forward ninyo yung PDRs po na pag may-ari ng foreign, at least bought in the foreign market, owned by foreign nationals.
Like for example po, Mr. Chairman, kung hindi po masagot ng holding company, doon po sa beneficial ownership disclosure na nilabas po ng ABS-CBN Holdings, ang Prudential Singapore Holdings Limited, a Singaporean corporation, have a substantial holder ng 15 million shares sa ABS-CBN Holdings. Is that right? Siguro alam niyo po yun. At dito po sa news article na nakita po natin sa Philippine Star, ang ABS-CBN raises 2.5 from sale of PDRs. At ito po ay in-issue sa Mercury Media Holdings Company, an affiliate of the Capital Group of Companies. Can you kindly confirm this, if this 2.5 billion na kung saan lumaban sa Philippine Star, ano pa po ito June 6, 2013, ay na-issuehan ng PDR?
Mr. Chairman, yun hong mga foreign PDR holders ay nakalista sa aming top 100 PDR holders under PCD nominee non-Filipino. Andun ho sila.
So in other words, kasama po itong...
Kasama ho dun sila.
Okay, marami pong salamat. At siyempre po, ay kanina nga, Attorney Del Castillo was trying to explain that hindi dividends ang tawag nyo pag kumita ang PDRs, di ba? Hindi siya dividend or interest. Ang tawag nyo po doon ay after computing all the operating expenses, yung mga loans, saka pa lamang bibigyan ng kita yung mga
Opo.
PDRs. Can you kindly submit to us, Mr. Chairman, the complete, kung hindi po dividends ang tawag po natin, ay ano po ang tawag natin dito? Parang
Cash distribution po.
cash distribution. Okay, dito sa PDR, sinasabi natin, hindi dividends, hindi interest, kundi cash distribution sa kinita ng mga PDR holders. Can you kindly submit to us the complete how much the foreigners, the holders of PDRs, magkano na po yung cash distribution sa kanila in comparison with the dividends that have been given to the ABS CBN shareholders. Submit nyo lang po muna sa amin po yun.
Ano pong period, Mr. Chairman? Kasi po,
Siguro
nagbabago-bago po yan eh.
For the last 3 years lamang po. Pero para na meron lang po kaming comparison, makita po natin, mas malaki ba ang kinikita ng foreigners dito sa PDRs nila? Or mas malaki kinikita ng mga Pinoy doon sa share? Kasi sinasabi natin, share, hindi naman natin binenta yun. Kumbaga, parang rights lang, di po ba? Gusto lang po na natin makita yung comparison.
Mr. Chairman, pantay-pantay po ang cash distribution kasi one PDR,
Sa share.
ang underlying security niyan, one
But,
share.
Madam, there is a difference between you get your share on an ordinary stock exchange and using the private placement. Pag private placement, meron po yung tinatawag na underlying na mga advantages. Like for example, pag gumamit ka ng traditional private placement, na kung saan sinasabi na pag kumita, na-reach mo na yung margin ng profit mo, ay pwede ka mag-increase ng income. And at the same time, doon sa structure na sinasabi na private placement, usually ginagamit to sa mga bulk na bilihan katulad nito na kapag tumaas yung stocks, pag nag-increase ang stocks mo, meron kang special arrangement sa depository bank. At pag bumaba yung stock, meron kang protection. Yan yung pinaka types of different private placement. At kapag ito pong 2.5 billion na binabanggit po natin dito, ay makita po natin kung anong placement ang ginamit nila. Have they gone into a ordinary buying of stocks or they have gone through a private placement? Kasi nga, Mr. Chairman, kailangan po natin makita kung paano nila pinurchase yung PDRs. Kasi kung meron mga advantages na ganito, mag-a-add yun doon sa kanilang tinatawag po ninyong cash distribution. Yun lang po ang gusto kong malaman, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, gusto ko pong sagutin muna yung tanong nyo about the dividends.
Sige po.
Yung 2017 ho, nag-declare ang ABS-CBN ng dividends 1.04. 1 peso and 4 centavos ho. Natanggap po ito ng ABS Holdings and then after deducting all the expenses, ang dineclare niyang cash distribution is 1.0281. So mas mababa ho yung binibigay.
So in other words, mas mataas pa rin ang kinita ng ating mga Pinoy na may hawak ng share komparado sa may mga hawak ng PDRs na foreigners. Okay, maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman. Okay, Mr. Chairman, ngayon makikita po natin na from ABS CBN Corporation, nadala po sa ABS CBN Holding Corporation yung share at pagkatapos po kumuha sila ng PCD, which is the Philippine Central Depository. Sa ganitong setup po ay ang question ay kung na-violate po natin yung Section 11 Article 16 of the 1987 Constitution. Ako po hindi naman po ako abogado. Pero ako po ay nag-aral ng 1 year ng law sa UST. And at the same time, meron tayong mga tinatawag na legal parlance, na sinasabi, quanto aliquid prohibitur ex directo, prohibitur ex obliquum. Ang sinasabi nila, what cannot be legally done directly cannot be done indirectly. Now, ibig po sabihin, kung sa Tagalog, kung ako po ay pupunta kay Congressman Zarate, sinasabi, bawal pumunta kay Congressman Zarate directly. Bawal pumunta. Ngayon, bawal din ako pumunta kay Congressman Zarate through Congressman Boying Remulla, indirectly. So, alam ko na, siyempre, ang ABS CBN, dahil nga po itong PDR, ay allowed ng Security and Exchange Commission during the start of 1999, di ba? At ngayon po, sinasabi ng batas na hindi pwedeng direct or indirect, di ba? Magbenepisyo ang ating pong mga foreigners. So, ang tanong ko, Mr. Chairman, itong mga PDR holders ay since hindi sila pwede mag-own ng share, so ano ang pwede nilang maging benepisyo lamang? Yung pong tinatawag na cash distribution. Yun lang po ba ang kanilang nagiging benepisyo sa pagbili ng PDRs, Mr. Chairman? Attorney Castillo. Ang kanila pong, ang ibig ko po sabihin ay ito po bang benepisyo sa pagkita lamang ang nagiging karapatan ng PDR holders ng mga foreigners. In other words, wala na silang other na rights. Hindi na sila pwedeng bumoto, hindi na sila pwedeng makaalam sa mga polisiya, hindi sila pwedeng sa lahat ng management. So, wala silang karapatan yun. Ang karapatan lang nila, cash distribution lang kayo.
Cash distribution po, and kasi traded po yan sa merkado, kung tumaas ang value ng PDR, pwede po silang mag-dispose sa stock
So, dalawa ang
exchange.
karapatan nila, Mr. Chairman. Ang karapatan nila, isa, para doon sa cash distribution na nakukuha nila, parang dividends o parang kita, at yung pangalawa is to hold and dispose
Yes.
of
Opo.
the
PDR po.
PDRs. Ngayon, ang tanong po, dito kasi sa section 3.1.2 na sinasabi sa Security and Exchange Commission, sa tinatawag po nating implementing rules and regulation ng Security Regulation Code, Republic Act 8799, ang beneficial owner daw ay sinasabi nila na any person who directly or indirectly through any contract, arrangement, or understanding has voting share or and has investment returns power. So ikaw, kung beneficial owner ka, may karapatan ka isa sa pagboto and or sa investment return power. Yun yung the definition ng beneficial owner na sinasabi po ng ating pong Security and Exchange Commission. Pero kung mapapansin niyo po kanina ay nakita ko rin yung ini-explain kanina ni Vice Chairman Mike Defensor doon po sa receipt na PDR po ninyo na binibigay sa mga PDR holders na foreigners. Kasi dito po makikita nyo, kung mapapansin po ninyo, ito ay sinasabi rito. For example, ang bumili po ng PDR share natin is Amerikano. For example lang, kunyari si Donald Trump, wala akong isip eh. This certifies that Donald Trump is the registered holder of the Philippine Depository Receipts contained herein and is entitled to the delivery or sale of one existing share of stock of ABS CBN Broadcasting Corporation for every one PDR held. Ang akin lamang pong pagkaka-explika dito, pagkakaintindi, ito'y sinesertify ikaw, Donald Trump, na may hawak ka nito, entitled ka sa delivery and sale, sa pagbebenta ng isang existing share of stock of ABS CBN Corporation for every one PDR held. Kapag merong share, meron ka ba PDR, entitled ka rito sa share. So ito po yung nakalagay dito. Medyo nakaka-confuse po. Kaya siguro po, at the end of the day, we need to clarify kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng sale na nilalagay po natin dito po sa PDRC na dinidistribute po natin sa mga foreigners. But
Kung
sige po, ma'am.
mamarapatin niyo po,
Sige po, ma'am.
yung pong right na yan to transfer or to say, sell the share underlying the PDR, ito po yung exit mo mechanism. Kasi yung PDR po, meron kang binayarang deposit, pwede mo po i-exercise yung right na bilhin yung share. So kung gusto mong bilhin po yung share underlying the PDR, kung ikaw po ay Pilipino, kasi hindi naman po limited ang PDR sa banyaga. Kung ikaw ay Pilipino, ibibenta po sa inyo yung share. Meron po kayong babayaran, you have to go through a process. Kasi ang ibig sabihin nun, ayaw mo na ng PDRs, gusto mo na ng shares. So since you have that option to buy the shares, mag-serve ka lang po ng what they call exercise notice. Meron po kayong babayaran and then it goes through the process of transferring and trading the shares.
Yeah, I understand that, ma'am.
Deputy Speaker Fernandez, before we continue, Congressman Chicoy Alvarez, our chairman, our presiding officer, I think, cannot get through. Chairman Alvarez?
Narinig po ako?
Ayan po.
Congressman Dan, reminder na po, 15 minutes na po. Last na po, question natin.
Ano daw?
15 minutes na po, Congressman Fernandez.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I will wrap up my line of questioning. Patapos na rin po ako, Mr. Chairman. So, going back to 1999, no? Siguro po kung ating pong mamarapatin, siyempre medyo, siguro going back to 1999, no? Naisip nyo ba na siguro sana hindi ko na lang ginamit yung PDR, no? Para hindi na nagkaroon ng konting conflict sa tinatadhana ng batas. Sana na lang ibinenta ko na lang sa ating mga mayayaman na mga negosyante na willing na bumili. Naisip nyo ba to, Madam Chair?
Kung papayagan niyo po na ituloy ko yung kanina, kung halimbawa niyo po ay banyaga, hindi qualified mag-own ng share, yun yung po sinasabi na the right to receive the proceeds of the sale. Ibibenta po yung shares para ang bibigay sa foreigner. Pera na po yan, yung proceeds. Pero wala ho siyang partisipasyon sa pagbibenta. May proseso po sa pagbibentang yun. So wala siyang karapatan magdikta kung sino ang buyer, magkano yung presyo, anong terms ng sale.
Yeah, ang sinasabi ko po, Mr. Chairman, sinasabi ko lamang po dito sa inyong PDR receipts, dapat po hindi po siya sale of one existing share of stock of ABS. Kasi confusing po yung nakalagay ditong binenta. Kapag meron kang isang PDR, may corresponding na isang share na binenta. Dapat hindi po ganun ang pagkakalagay po natin sa PDR receipts natin. Kasi kung ako foreigner, babasahin ko to, I am entitled to sale of one existing share. So, syempre, completely. Anyway, tapos na po tayo doon at naintindihan ko po yung point of view nyo po. Ang tanong ko lamang po ay, naniniwala po ba tayo that the media companies in the Philippines must observe the rule of the all Filipino rule in relation to Article 16 of Section 11 na kung saan kailangan wholly owned by the Filipino citizens? Do you believe on that, Mr. Chairman? Yes or no lang naman po yan?
Yes po, naniniwala po kami dyan. Kasi
So, dapat po, kung naniniwala po tayo, ay na ito po ay tunay na pag-aari po ng mga Filipino citizens. Naniniwala po tayo na kapag ito'y pag-aari ng ng mga Pilipino, dapat ito'y walang bahid ng anumang pag-aalinlangan. Di po ba? At dapat po, kung ito po ay pag-aari ng ABS CBN, pag tinanong kayo, ABS CBN, yan po ba ay truly and completely owned by Filipino citizens? Dapat po walang ifs, dapat walang buts, di ba? Oo, pag-aari namin to completely, absolutely, 100%. Pero, meron kaming inisyong PDRs na kung saan na-issue namin sa mga banyaga. So, Mr. Chairman, I think it is incumbent on the part of ABS CBN and also, for that purpose, lahat na ng mass media, that they have to be sensitive and Dapat maging careful sila sa issue ng PDR or refrain from issuing PDRs. Because there is a thin line, governing the ownership truly owned by the Filipino citizens and those PDRs that we have issued sa foreigners. But yun na nga, granting na
Honorable
sinasabi nyo,
Fernandez. Yes.
wala naman po siyang ownership, pero yung rights na magkaroon ka ng cash distribution at yung ma-hold mo yung PDRs dahil nga katumbas noon ay isang share, hindi mo siya mabebenta. Hindi siya mabibili ng mga kapwa mo Pilipino. Yung share na yon naka-hold doon.
Thank you
sa
so much,
PCB.
Honorable Hernandez, for that, our Deputy Speaker. Honorable Alvarez, our presiding officer, I think you're again coming in through Zoom.
Sir.
Yes,
Congressman,
your next
Congressman,
interpolator.
Salamat po. Ubus na po yung time natin. Next po, mag-interpolate is si Minority Leader Benny Abante, na kung saan ang kasunod niya si Congressman Bordado, ibinigay din yung oras sa kanya. So, may 10 minutes po si Minority Leader Benny Abante.
Mr. Chairman, maraming po salamat at pasensya na po. I request na sana po ay sa susunod na second round, kung meron pa, ay mapasama po tayo. Maraming salamat po and thank you so much.
Noted po, Congressman Fernandez. Congressman Minority Leader Benny Abante, you are recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Tama po yung sinabi ni Vice Chair Mike Defensor at kinakampihan ko po siya na wala po ditong pro and anti. Ang nais nating makita rito ay yung totoo. Ano po? Totoo lamang. At hindi po ito labanan ng mga kongresista na pinag-aawayan kung ikaw ay pro ABS CBN o anti-ABS CBN. Kahit ako po, tulad ng sinabi ni Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano, comprehensive, fair, impartial, the truth to come out. Yun po yun sa akin before I make any decision. Now, ngayon ko lang po na pag-aaralan ang kaibahan ng shares sa PDR. Ngayon ko rin po na pag-aaralan ang kaibahan ng ABS Corporation and ABS Holdings at Lopez Incorporated. Ito po mga katanungan ko that nais ko po maging clear sa akin. Ano po? Totoo po ba noong 2013, ang ABS-CBN po ay nagbenta ng 22% of its effective shares to the Philippine Depository Shares to foreigners, 18% of which is US-based. The Capital Group, one of the biggest investment companies in the world. Totoo po ba yan?
Si Attorney Quezon po ang sasagot. Siya po ang corporate.
Totoo po yun.
Yung Capital Group ho ay is a private investor that invested in PDRs, and they invested in PDRs, and ABS Holdings Corporation used the proceeds from the sale of the PDRs to invest in ABS CBN Corporation.
Hindi po yun yung tanong ko eh. Ang tanong ko po is it true that in 2013, ABS-CBN sold about 22% of the effective shares, hindi po PDR, through Philippine Depository Shares to foreigners, 18% of which is the United States-based, the Capital Group, one of the biggest investment companies in the world.
Hindi po yata 18% ho yung 20, hindi yata 22% yung...
Or whether it be hindi 22 o 18, pero kayo po ba ang ABS-CBN nagbenta po ng ilang percent ng effective shares sa Capital Group?
Hindi ho ang ABS-CBN.
A foreign corporation.
Mr. Chairman, hindi ho po ang ABS-CBN ang nagbenta sa Capital Group. It's
Sino po?
ABS CBN Holdings Corporation that sold PDRs.
So hindi po ito shares, kundi PDR po ito.
Opo.
Okay, therefore, kung PDR po ito, you did not in any way violated the 1987 Constitution, which says that ownership and management of mass media shall be limited to the citizens of the Philippines or to corporations, cooperatives, or associations wholly owned and managed by such citizens.
Yes, sir.
So malinis po ang inyong sagot doon na wala kayong violation.
Yes, sir.
Sapagkat PDR ang binenta nyo,
Yes, sir.
hindi shares.
Not shares, Your Honor.
Alright?
At ABS Holdings so ang nagbenta, hindi yung ABS CBN Corporation.
Meron po ba kayong pwedeng kopyang ibigay sa amin that ang binenta nyo sa Capital Group ay PDR?
Maghahanap po kami ng yung stock certificate.
Importante po yan para makita po natin. There's no question that you did not actually sell shares, but you sold PDRs.
Hahanapin ho namin yung PDR certificate na
Kung
inisyunan.
inyong may sasubmit po sa committee, mas maganda po yon so that meron kayong ebidensya to show that you did not, the ABS CBN Corporation did not sell shares. But it is the ABS CBN Holdings na nagbenta ng PDR. Pwede mo ba yun?
Opo, we'll
Okay.
submit that.
Okay. How about the Lopez Incorporated? Did Lopez Incorporated get paid when it transferred to ABS-CBN Holdings 132 million ABS-CBN shares before the closing of the PDR's offering? Totoo po ba yan?
Nabayaran po ang Lopez Inc. nung...
Ano po yan?
Nabayaran po ang Lopez Inc. Nung tinransfer niya ho yung shares to ABS Holdings Corporation.
So, ano pong ibig sabihin ng nabayaran nung kayo po ay nag-transfer sa ABS-CBN Holdings ng 132 million ABS-CBN shares?
Noong 1999 ho, yung Lopez Inc. ho, siya ho may hawak ho ng most of the ABS CBN Corporation shares. So yung ibang shares ho niya, nilipat ho niya sa ABS Holdings Corporation. Utang muna ho yun ng ABS Holdings Corporation. Then when ABS Holdings Corporation offered the PDRs to the public, yung proceeds ho noon, pinambayad ho ng ABS Holdings Corporation sa Lopez Inc. for those shares that were transferred.
Okay. Ito po bang 132 million PDRs with an issue value each of 46 pesos or in monetary terms, a 6.72 billion. Yun po ba yun?
Hindi ko... Hindi ko lang alam yun. Hindi ko lang kung compute kung ano, but it's 46 times 130.
Or more or less?
I'm 46 times.
Siguro later na lang po if you're able to compute it. Pero
Calculator na lang.
ito po yung pangatlong question na gusto kong itanong sana. Did ABS-CBN pay taxes when the 132 million ABS-CBN shares were transferred from Lopez Inc. to ABS-CBN Holdings, free from income taxation?
Ang Lopez Inc. ho ang nagbayad ng taxes, ho?
Ang Lopez Inc.
Ang nagbayad ho ng taxes.
Okay.
Since the underlying shares, ABS CBN Corporation shares are listed and traded in the stock exchange. Nagbayad ho siya ng stock transaction tax nung nilipat ho niya sa ABS Holdings Corporation. So ang bayad ho niya is stock transaction tax nun ho yata is 1/4 of 1%.
Okay. Can Lopez Incorporated or ABS CBN Holdings or both, ito yung dalawa, trigger on their sole discretion the sale of any of those 13 million ABS CBN shares without any holder of a PDR exercising the option attached to a PDR?
Hindi po, kasi po naka-pledge po yung mga shares. So hindi po pwedeng ibenta.
Nakaano po?
Naka-pledge po. Yun po ang security ng PDR holders.
Okay. Maganda po yung napakalinaw para po makita po natin lahat ng mga bagay na ito. Ano po? And we're not biased to anything else, but we'd like to be objective in everything that we're doing here. Di po ba? Okay. Now, nung pong PDRs ay naibenta, who was the government agency that authorized the investment instrument?
Registered po siya under the Securities Regulation Code at ang agency po ng gobyerno ay Securities and Exchange Commission.
Okay. So therefore, the authorized agency is the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Opo. Opo.
And sa SEC po, wala silang nakita anumang violation ng ABS-CBN ito.
Wala po.
Sapagkat inalaw kayo di ba?
Kasi inaprubahan po nila.
At any point, pagkatapos ng sale ng mga PDRs, did any government agency question the validity of these PDRs or withdrew their authorization?
Wala po, kasi the registration continues to be in effect. Pati po yung listing.
So, ibig sabihin po niyan, that wala silang nakitang anuman na violation na ginawa ninyo. And you did it in good faith.
Opo, wala po. And in good faith po, kami po ay sumusunod sa lahat ng kanilang patakaran. So,
Because if it's not in good
kami.
faith, hindi po pwedeng payagan ng Securities and Exchange Commission. Ano po?
Opo, opo.
So, ngayon lang po, it is only now that this is being questioned or subject of inquiry.
Totoo po yun.
Okay. Now, alam nyo, hindi lang po ito para sa ABS-CBN Alright. Ginamit lang po siguro kayo para lahat po ng mga corporation and mass media corporation should realize ang mga bagay na ito. Ano po? Oo. Now, if in the course of these congressional hearings, it is proven that these PDR's investment instruments violated the constitutional restrictions on foreign ownership of media or Congress, requires you to buy back the shares. Are you willing to do it?
Kung kami po ay orderin ng korte, susunod naman po kami. So,
Kung orderin ng korte.
Kasi
Pero
po,
you would not
ang korte-
initiate, you would not do it yourself. If this committee has proven, naniniwala ba kayo that the committee will not prove this at all?
Yeah. Mr. Chair, with regards to the PDR, our sentiment po is that we acted in good faith by going to the SEC to secure approval before offering it to the public. And at that time, the SEC agreed that the instrument was legal. Pero po, if the SEC or a court of law or even Congress wishes to disqualify the use of PDRs equally across the entire media industry, then ABS will be willing to modify, alter, or comply with the order if so directed.
Only by orders of the court.
The court, the SEC, or Congress.
Okay. Let me try to go to another form of questions here. Did ABS CBN secure prior approval from the NTC before it launched and sold its TV Plus gadgets?
Mr. Chair, the TV Plus is in compliance with the directive of the NTC to migrate broadcasting po to digital.
Hindi ko po masyadong narinig, please.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. The sale po of the TV Plus boxes is in accordance with the directive of the NTC.
TV Plus gadgets.
Opo, the sale of the TV Plus boxes is in compliance po with the NTC directive to migrate our broadcast to digital po.
So what do you mean compliant? You do not need any prior approval?
Yes, we secured prior approval for the test broadcast of our TV Plus boxes, but the migration of our broadcast po from analog to digital is in compliance with an NTC directive to move all broadcasting away from analog and into digital po.
Okay. Did ABS CBN seek prior authorization from the NTC before ABS CBN sold programs and movies through its KBO channels on its TV Plus gadgets?
There are approvals from the NTC po.
Ano po yun?
Yes, there are approvals po from the NTC.
Hindi po ba ito
Mr.
parang
Chairman.
violation?
Mr. Chairman,
Violation.
point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, with the indulgence of our presiding officer, Chairman Alvarez, if I may be allowed to preside. Yes, go ahead. What is the point of order, Congressman Remulla?
Mr. Chairman, it was upon agreement of everybody concerned that we would finish the PDR issue. I think that the black box issue can be discussed at a different time.
Thank you for that, Honorable Remulla.
I submit, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Pero isang question na lang kung pwede.
Opo, go ahead.
Okay. Gusto ko lang po tanungin kung you believe that to be proper, no? Or is it a violation of the franchise, which limits the channels to free TV only?
Mr. Chair, may I answer the question?
Yes, Mr. Katigbak, please go ahead.
Sir, the channels continue to be free po. We do not charge any monthly fees for the receipt of those channels po.
Okay. Maraming salamat po sa inyong mga sagot. Mr. Chair, as I've said in my latest manifestation before the plenary House debate on ABS CBN Provisional Authority to operate, which is House Bill 6732, and I said, and I quote, if ABS CBN is eventually allowed by this august body to operate for another 25 years, my humble request as a father, a Filipino, and a preacher that their programs be more family-oriented. And because of this, Mr. Chair, that I would like to reserve the right to be able to ask questions on their programming.
Yes, the Honorable Minority Leader, at the proper time. Yes.
After the PDR,
Yes, the Honorable Minority Leader, there will be a time when we look into the programming of the ABS-CBN, and of course, you will be one of the first who will be asking questions on this.
thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Maraming
Mr.
salamat
Chairman.
po. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minority Floor Leader, and also on the question of the black box, there will be a time for that. And again, as Minority Floor Leader, as you well know, you are always the first to be recognized. The Honorable Bersaga is recognized.
Just a point of reminder and clarification. In order that we could have a systematic and orderly discussion, we have agreed before that we have to discuss first the constitutional issues. And finally, once the discussion on constitutional issues have already been completed, that would be the time that we discuss the main issue, whether or not ABS-CBN has violated the franchise issued by Congress. And the interpellation of our dear colleague, Congressman Abante, that will be the proper time to ask about the TV Plus.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
The Honorable Bersaga is correct. As agreed by the committee, we will first look into the constitutional issues. We have already gone through the citizenship. Now we are on the rounds of discussing the PDRs. we will be discussing the 50-year limitation as this was raised in the past, after which we will be looking into the tax issues, labor issues, political intervention, and so on and so forth. The Honorable Barsaga, your point of clarification and explanation is duly noted. Salamat po.
The President of ABS CBN, my esteemed batchmate, answer my questions. It's just a matter of, these are policy questions and factual questions. But of course, when the questions touch on legality, of course, I'm sure you can ask your lawyers. Much have been discussed about the holdings and the corporate structure of ABS-CBN. So I will not touch on those things. So we won't be repetitious. I just want to, I just want to retouch on the PDRs because I'm really confused about the financial benefits of the PDR holder, if that's okay with you. I know it has been asked several times, but I'm still not clarified about this issue. So for example, Carlo, how did you convince the buyer, or how are the buyers, the investors convinced to purchase these PDRs? I'm sure you promised them a certain rate of return. I'm sure you said that it will be a good investment for you. Because apparently they cannot vote anyway. So what was the pitch you gave them?
Mr. Chair, I will answer to the best of my knowledge. I was not present during the
Okay,
original issuance.
it's just a factual question, just a policy question.
To an investor po, the value of the PDR is attached to the value of the underlying share. And so an investor in the PDR benefits if the value of the underlying share or if the performance of the company is successful, but he also takes a loss if the underlying share devalues or if the performance of the company is poor.
Okay, because I believe you, sorry, you were still talking, I'm sorry.
Hindi po. So a PDR holder makes an investment presumably with the goal of generating a capital gain on the sale of his PDR, which will happen if the performance of the underlying share is good. Okay,
Because I believe you gave a share of, was it 45.90 or was it close to 46 pesos, right, per share?
Yes po.
Okay. So I'm sure you said that, look, it's going to be a good investment, though you cannot vote, correct?
That's right.
I'm sure you were very transparent in your dealings with the public. So, of course, if I was the prospective PDR buyer, I would have questions I would want to ask. For example, I will ask you, so ABS-CBN, in totality, how much are the PDRs, how much worth will the PDRs be in totality? I don't know, for the record, how much are those worth, everything, the PDRs? At 123 million plus shares plus times 46, right? Something like that.
Sorry, I don't have the exact number.
Anyway, are you aware if there were bulk buyers?
Yes.
They were bulk buyers for sure, right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What was the biggest bulk buyer, to your knowledge? How much was the biggest bulk buyer?
We don't have.
Please take your time.
Mr. Chair, we would have to go back to the records in 1999. We don't have
Okay. So anyway, just for the sake of policy, for example, let's give is it okay if we play with a certain number? Just for the sake of making things clear. Assuming Congressman Remulla, former Congressman Suplico, and Congressman Benny Abante, assuming we put up money together, assuming we and our friends that time, we will buy, assuming worth 5 billion pesos worth of PDRs. So we'll say, Mr. ABS CBN, we have 5 billion worth of shares. We have 5 billion pesos worth. Can we buy PDRs worth 5 billion? I'm sure you would say, okay, sure, because that time you were trying to raise money because that this reason for the PDR system, correct?
Sorry, your question, Mr. Chair.
For example, during that time you were trying to raise money, right? That's why the PDR system came about. I don't want to touch on its legality because it is a question of law which is brought to the Supreme Court right now, if I'm not mistaken. So, for example, assuming a group led by Congressman Benny Abante says, Carlo, we have here 5 billion pesos. We want to buy, we're a group, we'll buy 5 billion worth of PDRs. Of course, we would have said, oh, good, at least that's a headache. That's 5 billion worth less worth of a headache, correct? And then you would say, but you can't vote, okay? You're only allowed, your only benefit will be the financial consideration, the dividends or the
Appreciation.
whatever, right? The rights, the financial benefits. So what I'm trying to say is that you mean to tell me a 5 billion bulk buyer will put money there without a shadow of any influence in your management?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So the gain that the PDR holder hopes to capture is not just on the cash payout. It's really more on the capital appreciation of the PDR.
Okay.
So hopefully, in your example, Mr. Chair, if you had subscribed to 5 million worth of PDRs and the company performed very well, then hypothetically again, that 5 million could be worth 6 million, in which case you would have taken a 20% capital gain.
So these bulk buyers, they jump into the system without knowing that they will not have any iota of influence.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
That's a very good pitch, huh? So they bought into that without knowing that no matter how much money I will give you, I cannot influence the company whatsoever.
Mr. Chair, knowing full well that
Fully
when they
well.
bought the PDR,
Okay, because I'm sure you told them that they cannot vote.
it's contained in the prospectus, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So,
Yes.
for example, are you aware of do you play golf, classmate? You play golf?
Not very well, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Anyway, in golf courses or in clubs, there are what you call just playing rights. They don't really, technically they don't own a share of the property. They don't vote, but they can play there. Are you aware of that?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Is that similar to the PDRs or is it too far?
I would say a little different because playing rights allow you the use of the facility, but you have no financial gain
Okay.
in your playing rights.
But the point I'm trying to fathom is that if I were to give 5 billion worth of my hard-earned money and my friends' money, and I cannot influence even just a little bit, that would be very hard for me to do. But anyway, that's I guess you told them that from the very beginning that they cannot influence anyway. They cannot even vote because in the playing rights, they can't vote, but they can certainly influence the policymakers there. They can try, right? They can try to influence the policymaker because they're already inside the system. But as you say, this is very different from the PDRs, right?
Yeah, it's different, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Okay, because anyway, the issue here, I'm trying to see if I put in so much money into the system, I would like to have some sort of influence in the management. That is my question anyway. Since you say that there's really no influence, then so be it. So thank you very much, Mr. Katigbak. Thank you very much, Ma'am Del Castillo. Thank you so much. You know, you explained the way you explained it. At least our legislators were able to ask about ABS CBN Holdings, Lopez Incorporation, and we saw how these corporations are tied together or not tied together. So anyway, thank you very much. If there's, I don't know, there are other legislators who want to ask more questions. So, Mr. Chair, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Congressman Arroyo. Next to interpolate, Deputy Majority Leader Boying Remulla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Meron po tayong ABS CBN Corporation at meron po tayong PDRs na may humahawak po ng PDRs. Sa pagitan po nila ay meron pong ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. Tama ba po yan?
Tama po.
Kaya po hindi may-ari ng PDR, ang may-ari ng PDR ay walang relasyon sa ABS CBN Corporation ay dahil pumapagitna po ang ABS CBN Holdings Corporation.
Yeah, wala po silang direct link to
Walang
ABS-CBN.
direct link, pero indirectly meron po.
Wala din po. Kasi contractual po ang PDR.
Sige ho, ito na lang. Ano po, meron ba hong cross-ownership ang ABS-CBN Corporation at ABS-CBN Holdings Corporation?
Shareholder po ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting ang ABS-CBN Holdings Corporation.
So, ang may-ari ng ABS-CBN ay, ang ABS-CBN Holdings po ay pag-aari talaga ng ABS-CBN Corporation.
Baligtad po, yung ABS-CBN Holdings po ang nagmamayari ng certain shares ng ABS-CBN Broadcasting.
Kaya ang ABS-CBN Holdings ay pwedeng magsabi sa ABS-CBN kung ano ang dapat gawin kung may problema ang kumpanya. Yun po ang sinasabi nyo.
Totoo po, kasi shareholder po siya at may shareholder rights po siya.
Ang tawag po dito sa batas, layering. Ito ba maling term o tamang term? Tama ho tang termino ang layering o maling term ang layering? Layering.
Hindi po siya layering kasi po wala naman pong ownership ang PDR holders sa ABS-CBN Holdings. Sila lang po ay bumili ng
Namamagitan. May namamagitan. Sa gitna nila, meron pong nakabalandra na hindi pwede mag-usap diretso ang PDR at ang ABS-CBN Corporation. Tama ho yun?
Opo.
Ngayon, ang PDR, bawat PDR meron pong share. Ito'y tinanong kanina, lilinawin ko lang po. No? Sa bawat PDR, merong isang share of stock ang ABS-CBN Corporation. Tama ba ho yun?
Opo. Yun po ang security ng PDR holders.
Kanina, binanggit nyo sa amin ang notion, ang ideya ng full beneficial ownership na naroon sa ating Securities Regulation Code sa ating batas. Yung full beneficial ownership, ang sinasabi, hindi ka lang bumoboto, ikaw rin ang nagmamayari ng, sa iyo rin pupunta lahat ng kita, dividendo, at pwede mong ibenta yung iyong share of stock anytime. Tama ba ho yun?
Yung dividendo po, hindi...
Hindi dividendo. Ang tinatanong ko ho, yung pag-aari po ng isang tao ng share of stock, full beneficial ownership, ang ibig sabihin nun, pwede niyang ibenta at pwede siyang kumuha ng kita. Tama ba ho yun?
Opo.
Oh. Ngayon, ang may-ari po ng PDR, sa likod po ng bawat PDR, isang share of stock.
Yun po ang... what I
Nasa
call-
pangalan po ang share of stock ng Lopez Holding, ng
ABS CBN Holdings.
ABS CBN Holdings. Siya po ang owner of record ng share of stock.
Opo.
Ngayon, pwede ba hong ibenta ng ABS CBN Holdings yung share of stock na nakalakip sa PDR?
Hindi po kasi po naka-pledge po siya.
Oho. Pwede lang ho siya ibenta pag inutos ng may-ari ng PDR at siya ay Pilipino man o dayuhan, gusto nilang perahin, pwede ho nilang utusan ang holdings, ang issuer, na ibenta ang shares of stock. Tama ho yun?
Opo, one of his rights po is to cause the
So,
sale.
so pag ganun po, ang ibig sabihin, nawala na po ang poder ng ABS-CBN Holdings sa kanyang share of stock kasi nakasangla doon ang pwede lang mag-utos yung PDR holder na ibenta ang share of stock.
Ganun na din po ang nangyayari.
Ayun lalabas, no? Oho. Ngayon, kapag ang kita may dividendo, ang retained earnings, dineclare po ang dividendo ng ABS-CBN Corporation. Saan po pupunta ang dividendo?
Sa ABS-CBN Holdings po.
Ito po yung sa PDR, pinag-uusapan natin, no? Ito, pinag-uusapan po natin to sa ideya na meron pong PDR.
Oo. Pero ang ABS-CBN Broadcasting po, ang binibigyan lang yan dividendo, yung kanya lang mga shareholders.
Aha, bibigyan ng dividendo ang shareholder. Kaya on record, ang may-ari na share, ABS-CBN Holdings, nakuha niya ang dividendo.
Opo.
At may PDR sa likod. Ang sabi ng ABS-CBN Holdings, gusto ko gastusin yung pera. Kumita, nasa pangalan ko yan. Pwede ba niyang gawin yun?
Pwede po, kasi kanya po yung pera, pero he entered po into a contractual
Pero
agreement.
kinontrata na ang perang yon ay pupunta sa PDR owner, menos lang ang kita at kaltas na lumalaban na nakikitain ng ABS-CBN Corporation. Holdings.
Opo, kasi po yun ang kanyang contractual commitment. Pero hindi po lahat dahil yung kanya pong expenses at yung kanyang mga gastusin at mga kailangan ay kailangan munang mauna.
Magkano po, ilang porsyento po ang lumalabas na expenses o kaya gastos pagka nagbenta ang isang may-ari ng PDR para makuha niya ang kita na dividendo na nagaling sa ABS-CBN Corporation?
Depende po yan kasi hindi naman ho pare-pareho. Meron pong mga commissions at meron pong ibang expenses.
Ang nakukuha po nila, nakukuha nilang pera, ay nanggaling po sa dividendo. Tama ho yun?
Ganon din po yun kasi nga po, it's a holding company. Yun po ang source ng income ng holding company.
Ang ideya po ng PDR sa ibang bansa, diretsyong kumikita ng dividendo ang may hawak ng PDR. Tama ba ho yun?
Hindi ko po masasagot yun kasi jurisdiction po nila yun.
Nga, pero pagka binasa po natin ang mga pangyayari sa ibang bansa, tinignan natin ang definisyon ng PDR, kahit saan sa mundo, ang definisyon, ang kumikita na dividendo ay ang PDR. Sa ibang bansa po.
As I said po, laws and jurisdiction yan ng ibang country. Philippine
Pero
lawyer
siyempre,
lang po ako.
let us take judicial notice of that, Mr. Chairman, kasi mahalaga na makita natin ang pagkagawa ng PDR na to. Kaya, ang kinikita ng isang PDR ay nanggaling sa dividendo, dumadaan muna sa ABS-CBN Holdings, kinakaltasan, pupunta ngayon sa may-ari ng PDR. Tama ho yun?
Opo.
Magkano ho yung kaltas? Ilang porsyento po ang kaltas? Porsyento ba ho ito? Paano ba ho kinocompute ang kaltas sa kita ng isang share of stock nanggaling sa ABS-CBN Corporation, hinawakan ng ABS-CBN Holdings at bibigay yung kita sa pangatlo, sa PDR holder? Magkano po, ilang porsyento ang kinakaltas ng ABS-CBN Holdings?
Mr. Chairman, hindi ko makompute yung porsyento dahil depende ho yun sa expenses ng ABS Holdings.
Sige ho, magbigay kayo sa akin ng ano. Sabihin natin,
Yung
may
March,
nagbenta ho kahapon ng ABS CBN PDR.
for example, ho,
Sabihin nyo sa amin kung magkano nabenta, at magkano nakaltas, at magkano nakuha o makukuha na may hawak ng PDR.
kagaya ng sinabi ko nung March 23, 2017, ang declaration of dividends ng ABS Corporation is 1 peso and 4 centavos. Pagkakaltas ho ng mga, yun ho pumunta sa ABS Holdings. Nagkaltas ho ng expenses ang ABS Holdings at ang kanyang dinistribute sa PDR holders ay 1.0281. So 1.04 to 1.0281. Nag-iiba ho yan taon-taon. Nung March
So 0.12 ang nawala.
mga 1.12 centavos, 0.12 centavos.
Bale, 10% po ang nababawas kung susumahin po natin.
Just, mga 10%. 10% po. Then March 22, 2018, ang dividends na nakuha ko dineclare ng ABS Corporation is 92 centavos. Ang nakuha ko ng PDR holders after deducting all the expenses is 0.8849. Then March 27, 2019, 92 centavos so in dividends ng ABS CBN, Mr. Chairman, and then what was distributed by ABS Holdings is 0.8849. So mga 4 centavos.
Sabihin, yung nakukuha ng PDR nanggaling sa dividendo. Kaya lang, hinawakan muna ng ABS CBN Holdings kasi bawal humawak ng shares of stock ang banyagang tao.
Hinawakan ho Mr. Chairman, hinawakan ho ng ABS Holdings dahil siya ho yung stockholder ng ABS CBN Corporation.
Kasi hindi nga pwede ilipat, di ba? Hindi pwede ilipat. Kung ito po ay... so hinawakan niya kasi siya po ang stockholder on record, pero hindi niya pwedeng ibenta dahil naka-pledge sa PDR. Bale, ang PDR po ay merong lien. May lien po siya, tama ho yun, sa share of stock ng ABS-CBN.
Naka-pledge po siya.
Naka-pledge po yan. Kaya ibig sabihin, meron silang interest sa share of stock ng ABS-CBN Corporation.
May security interest, may...
Security ba siya o pagbabawal lang na galawin niya o na hindi niya lang pwedeng hawakan na share dahil siya ay banyaga?
Ang PDRs po ay binenta, hindi lamang po sa mga banyaga. Pare-parehas po yan. So kahit
sige,
po Pilipino, ganun
Pilipino
po ang
naman,
proseso.
dumating ho tayo sa Pilipino. Ang Pilipino, pwede ho siyang may-ari na share, di ba?
Opo.
Pero okay, ganito na lang ho. Ang presyo ho ng share of stock at ang presyo ng PDR, gaano kalayo silang dalawa?
That's market po eh.
Pakiulit ho yung question.
Ano ang pagkakaiba ng presyo ng PDR at ang presyo ng isang share of stock?
Nag-iiba ho yan araw-araw.
Pero sabihin natin, sa araw na ito, magkano ang PDR at magkano ang share of stock?
Reminder lang from the chair na 5 minutes na po, so i-wrap up na po natin po. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to finish the questioning on this matter.
I don't have that information, Mr. Chairman, right now.
Move to suspend, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing suspended.
Forget the answer of price. It's market. Turn off your thing.
Hearing resumed.
So ngayong araw po, 15 pesos at 66 sentimo ang isang ABS CBN share at 15 pesos ang isang PDR. Ang pagkakaalam, iba lang ho nila, kaltas.
Hindi, Mr. Chairman, hindi ho yata kaltas ang pagkakaiba dahil it's a market price. Oh. It means that market forces ho nagdedetermine ng price.
Pero hindi ho nagkakalayo ang presyo.
Hindi po nagkakalayo.
Sapagkat isa lang ang pinanggagaligan nila. Tama ho yun.
Dahil ho, yung isa ho is a derivative of the share. And the value of the derivative depends on the performance of the underlying
Ibig sabihin, financial derivative lang ang PDR na isang share of stock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kaya ang ibig sabihin, pag financial derivative ang PDR na isang share of stock, halos ikaw ang may-ari kaya lang hindi ka nakarehistro.
Hindi po ganun ang konsepto nun kasi hindi po siya nagmamay-ari ng shares. It's a financial instrument po.
Malinaw na ho yun. Kasi nga, kaya nagsinimulan ko po ang aking tanong sa layering. Layering po. Kasi alam naman natin, tayo mga abogado rin po ako eh. Naintindihan ko po yung ginagawa ng mga abogado eh. Tinanong ho kayo ng inyong kliyente. Paano ba kami makakapagbenta nito sa open market? At ang sabi naman natin sa kliyente natin, ito ang paraan. Kaya lang, siyempre may risk yan. Yan lang po, Mr. Chairman. Salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Limurlia. Next to interpolate will be Congressman Rodante Marcoleta na pinahiram po ng oras ni Congresswoman Acosta, Congressman Inudi, Congressman Jun Datol ng Senior Citizen Party List at Congressman Sandro Gonzales ng mga Marino Party List. Congressman Marcoleta, you have the floor. You're now recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. Halos maglilimang oras na po ang nakakaraan. Siguro po makakapaghintay naman ng mga opisyalis ng ABS CBN para sa ilang mga pagtatanong pa po. Ang PDR po kasi, Mr. Chair, pag tiningnan mo sa isang kapirasong kasulatan halimbawa, kung titingnan mo, wala namang masama dito eh. Parang sa biglang tingin mo, legal ito eh. Nananatili po kasing issue sa atin, Mr. Chair, yung mahigpit na kautusan ng ating saligang batas. Babalik na naman tayo doon. Yung pagmimay-ari, pamamahala ng isang mass media ay limitado lamang sa mga Pilipino. 100% po ang hinihingi ng saligang batas. Anything less than that is a violation of that provision. Kaya po, ganito po ang pagdinig natin, kailangang magpakaingat tayo. Tanong po sa kinatawan ng ABS CBN kung sino po yung gustong sumagot sa inyo. Yung mga naunang tanong po sa inyo ng aking mga kasama, at ang iba po ay tinanong nila sa mga namamahala ng Securities and Exchange Commission. Yun po ba ay masasabi nating kaganapan ng isang batas? O yun ay conclusion of law and conclusion of facts?
ABS CBN.
Mr. Chair, can we request Attorney Ayo Bautista to be recognized, please?
Attorney Bautista, you're now recognized.
May I ask Congressman Marcoleta to repeat the question?
Yun pong mga naunang pagtatanong ng mga kasama ko dito sa mga opisyalis ng ABS-CBN At ang iba po ay itinanong sa mga opisyalis ng Securities and Exchange Commission na para pong humihingi ng confirmation kung ang inyo pong mga aksyon tungkol sa mga PDRs ay naaayon sa batas. At yung iba po positibong sinabi ng SEC na walang nilalabag. Kung ang pag-uusapan po yung Securities Regulation Code at saka yung Corporation Code. Ang tanong ko po, hindi po ba conclusion of facts lang ito at saka conclusion of law? Ibig sabihin, walang isang makapagsasabi, kahit na po siguro 10 tao ang tumindig at sabihin niya na ang PDRs ay legal, ito po ay nananatiling konklusyon lamang, hindi po ba, Attorney?
Hindi po. Ito po ang konklusyon or desisyon ng mga administrative quasi-judicial agencies who have the jurisdiction in law to resolve these issues. Kaya mabigat po ang kanilang mga ginagawa. According to the jurisprudence po, the agencies who have the jurisdiction and authority and expertise with respect to certain matters, their word should be given great weight. Pangalawa po, meron tayong presumption of regularity and good faith. Ang presumption po ay yung mga kanilang aksyon ay valid, legal, and binding unless and until they are reversed by a higher court. So yung pong presumption of regularity, good faith, at legal compliance ay nandoon ngayon. Ngayon, pag binanggit po kanina ni Commissioner Amatong, presuming po na lumabas sa Supreme Court decision na nagkamali ang SEC sa kanilang interpretasyon ng mga control test sa Erbosa, sa Teves, at sa Roy, mag-a-apply po yung doctrine of operative fact sa akin pong palagay. Ang ibig sabihin nun, kung ang isang tao ay umasa in good faith sa desisyon o kilos ng administrative agency, he cannot be held liable for relying on such decisions and actions. In fact, in the case of Film Development Council of the Philippines versus Colon Heritage, that's dated June 16, 2015, sinabi po ng Supreme Court na it would be ghastly unfair, yun po ang ginamit na salita, ghastly unfair, if you would penalize people who rely in good faith on administrative rulings and decisions. Salamat po.
Attorney Bautista, napakasimple po kasi ng tinanong ko. Napakahaba po ng sagot nyo. It is as if you are preaching to the choir. Ang tanong ko lamang po kung ito ay conclusion of law or conclusion of facts. Ang ibig ko lamang pong sabihin, may puwersa po ba ng batas yung halimbawa isinagot ng mga administrative agencies sa mga tanong ng mga kasama ko? Pero hindi ko na po ibibilabor yun. Ang pinaka-importante po kasi, dahil sa pinag-uusapan natin ay dalawang bagay lang. Yung po bang pagmimay-ari at saka yung pamamahala. Kasi po ang sabi po ng inyong mga kinatawan dito sa ABS CBN, wala naman kang kapangyarihan yung mga may-ari ng PDRs na bumoto ang tanging ibinigay lang naman sa kanila na karapatan ay yung makakuha ng yung cash distribution. Ang totoo po niyan, nagpapakaingat pa nga sila na hindi magamit yung salitang dividend. Kasi nga, ayaw nilang masabi talaga na stockholders. They are simply holders of PDRs. Talagang inilalayo doon sa usapin na talagang walang control. Ang ibig po bang sabihin, Attorney Bautista, yung po bang paghahawak lamang ng voting rights, yun lamang ang nakakakontrol sa mga aksyon ng isang kumpanya?
Doon po sa decisions ng Gamboa at kay
Hindi po,
Roy
wag na po
versus
ninyong ano pa yung gamboan. Tinatanong ko lang, ang ibig ba nyo sabihin, kumo ang isang PDR holder ay hindi siya nakaboto o makakaboto, ito tanggapin ko muna na hindi siya nakakaboto. Ang ibig po ba niyong sabihin, yun lamang may hawak ng boto ang nakapagbibigay ng kontrol sa isang korporasyon?
Yun po ang desisyon ng Suprema, ng Korte Suprema. Hindi ko po opinion yun.
Huwag po ninyong gagamitin ng Korte Suprema. Kayo lang mo po ang tinatanong ko eh. Ang
Sang-ayon
ibig,
po ako sa
ulitin ko po,
desisyon ng
ulitin ko
Suprema.
po. Napakasimple po nito. Pinalilitaw po kasi ng mga representatives ng ABS CBN, wala naman na ikang control yung mga yan. Ang boboto rito ay yung ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. Kaya sa ganung kaparaanan, wala silang kontrol. Di ho ba? Ganito na lang para maintindihan po ninyo ng lubusan, attorney. Ginamit po kasing halimbawa ng isa sa amin dito na yung pong Philippine Depository Receipt. Wala ikang iniwan yan sa sa ticket ng karera. Bagamat napakasimple po ng pagkakagamit ng paghahalimbawa, Attorney Bautista, gamitin ko na rin po yon. Yung tao na gumamit ng isang nominee para bumili ng ticket, siya po yung may-ari, siyang principal, meron lamang siyang inutusan. Kapag nanalo po yung kabayo po yata ang pinag-uusapan doon yung po panalo, ibibigay doon sa principal. Hindi kukunin nung inutusan na bumili ng karera. Di po ba? Kung loto naman po yan, kahit na po ako hindi tumataya ng loto, pero naiintindihan ko po yung mekanismo niyan Halimbawa po, Tony Bautista, mawalang galang na po sa inyo. Kunwari lamang po, inutusan ko kayo na bumili ng isang loto ticket. Pero mahigpit po yung tagubilin ko sa inyo na ito pong numerong ito ang inyong gagamitin. Halimbawa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan ang itaya mo. Inutusan ko po kayo. Mawalang galang na po. Meron po ba kayong karapatan na palitan ninyo yung ticket na sinabi ko sa inyo?
Unang-una po, yung
Okay.
example na sinite ni Attorney Francis Day.
Attorney, hindi po tayo magkakaintindihan kung hindi kayo sasagot
Ang kanya pong example ay kabayo. Kaya hindi po
Attorney,
relevant yung
Attorney,
binabanggit
ganito
mo
po.
na lotto ticket. Ang sinabi po ni Francis Lim, narinig ko sa TV nung interview siya.
Mr. Chair, siguro po kakailanganin ko na inyong tulong ninyo.
Kabayo.
Excuse me, attorney, hanggat hindi po kayo binibigyan ng pagkakataon na sumagot ni Congressman Marcoleta, maaari lang po munang hintayin niyo po na tawagin niya po yung pangalan ninyo. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po.
Ang tinatanong ko lamang po sa inyo, attorney, inutusan, kunwari po, inautusan ko lang kayo. Attorney, sabi ko, pakibili mo naman ako ng ticket ng loto, pero ito yung itataya mo. Itong numerong ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halimbawa pong kayo yung nominee ko, kasi po dito may nominee ito Pupunta po kayo dun sa pinagbibilhan ng loto, maaaring pumila pa kayo ron, pero hindi po ninyo iibahin yung sinabi kong number, sapagkat ako po ang may control. Ang ibig ko lamang pong sabihin dito, kahit na po ako PDR holder, ako pa rin ang may-ari ng control sapagkat kayo ay nominee lamang. Bakit ko po sinasabi ito? Nabanggit na po kanina yung napakaraming Philippine Depository Receipts. Nag-umpisa po kayo ng September 1999. 132 million PDRs. Bago nga po magsara yung offering nung panahon na yon, yun pong Lopez Incorporated, nag-transfer po siya ng 130 million common shares ng ABS CBN. Ganun po kasi yun Tama po yung mga pinag-uusapan kanina. Ang isang PDR may katapat na isang common share ng ABS CBN. Pwede ko bang itanong muna sa inyo, ano po ba yung nature nung paano po ba na record yung initial issuance ng PDRs ng ABS Holdings? Paano po na records sa libro ng ng ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. 130 million ABS CBN common shares. May I know as to how that particular issuance or transaction recorded in the books?
Kaya po nung sinabi earlier, yung pong may-ari ng common shares na yun ay ABS CBN Holdings. So,
Alam ko po
nakarecord
yun, attorney. Ang sinasabi ko, paano na-record yun? Equity or income?
Shares po yun eh.
Hindi po. Alam ko nga po yun. Pero ang isa pong PDR ay katapat ng isang share. Nag-transfer po ang Lopez Incorporated the same number of shares. 132 million PDRs corresponding or relating or underlying 132 million shares. Yung initial issuance po ng ABS Holdings Corporation, paano po na-record sa libro?
Mr. Chairman.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sino po yung...
Mr. Chairman, I
yes,
can answer that
Attorney
question.
Quezon.
Mr. Chairman, noong 1999 ho, yung Lopez Inc., tinransfer ho yung shares to ABS Holdings Corporation. Pagka-record ho noon ay asset ng ABS Holdings Corporation.
Asset po.
Yes.
Ibig sabihin, capital, di ba? Asset, equity.
Yes.
Oh.
Hindi ho equity dahil
Hindi po.
inassigned ho.
Magiging ganun po yung katuturan niya. Bakit po? Kasi po kung i-declare nyo na income, okay, tatanungin ko kayo, kung nagbayad kayo ng capital gains tax, sasabihin nyo siguro sa akin, hahanapin ko yung pagbabayad nyo sa BIR. So kung i-consider po ninyo na equity yun o kaya capital, walang iniwan po din yun sa isang taong nagmamayari ng isang common share. Ito po ngayon yung ano dyan. Kaya po natin hinihimay ito. Sabi nga natin, dalawa po kasi ang test ng control, attorney. Kayo na po ba yung sasagot? Tayo po itinuruan sa isang desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Ito po yung case ng Nickel versus Redmond. Na doon ay sinabi ng Korte Suprema, dalawang uri ang pagtutuos ng control. Yung control test, ito po yung situs of control. Madali po yun eh. Kukunin lang po lahat ang shares ng ABS-CBN. Titingnan ng mga pangalan, kung lahat po Pilipino, wala na pong problema yon. Pasado po kayo sa saligang batas. Ano po yung pangalawang test? Kayo na po sumagot. What is the second test?
ABS-CBN.
Attorney, kayo po,
Who
ma'am.
would like Attorney Ayo Bautista to answer that question?
Romuald Padilla.
Congressman Marcoleta, available din po dito ngayon yung SEC General Counsel. Baka gusto niyo pong tanungin.
Mamaya na po siguro, Mr. Chair, kasi po, sayang po yung pagkakataon
Sige po.
na nandito.
ABS-CBN, isa po sa inyo, kung maaari po sumagot.
Dalawa po yung test. Alam po ninyo ito, corporation law lang ito eh. Yung pong unang test, walang problema ron. Yung situs of control. Napakasimple nun. Titingnan po natin yung mga shares of stocks. Iisa-isayin po natin. Walang problema, puro Pilipino, Mr. Chair. Walang sasabit doon sa 100% Pilipino. Ano po yung pangalawang test na itinuro sa atin ng Korte Suprema? Nickel versus Redmond. Hindi po nyo kabisado? Ito po yung grandfather rule. Gagamitin po natin yung grandfather rule kapag merong agam-agam. Pag merong pagdududa, kinakailangang makita sino talaga ang may-ari. Ito po yung konsepto ng beneficial ownership. Tama po ba? Ito po kasi ang pinaka-gist ng ating pinag-uusapan ngayon. Wala pong pagtatalo, ABS-CBN is a mass media company. At sa ating saligang batas, talagang mahigpit ang kautusan, 100%. Alam po ninyo, ngayon po kasi modernong panahon, modern technology, inaamin naman po natin na lumaganap ang maraming mga financial instruments. PDRs, I would admit, are innovative, creative financial instruments, kagaya po ng inyong unang pangungusap kanina, that probably suit the desires and needs, the peculiar needs of several investors. Ang nagiging problema po, kasi ganito, nung ang ating saligang batas ay na-ratify, 1978 pa po yun eh. Wala pa pong masyadong PDRs, hindi pa pong masyadong kilala. It's too far away from our time. Kayo nga po ang nagsabi kanina na kayo po ang nagpauso nito eh. Hindi po dahil sa creative ito or very innovative, hindi na kailangan nating suriin. Kasi nga mahigpit po yung tuntunin ng saligang batas. Kinakailangan merong pamantayan kung talagang ito ay hindi nakaka-circumvent ang saligang batas. Ang PDR po sa kanyang unang tingin, walang masama doon. Lalong-lalo na po doon sa mga korporasyon na hindi naman hinihingi yung 100%. Meron po kasing korporasyon, attorney, 60-40. So, meron tayong allowance sa mga banyaga, 40%. Sa advertising naman, 70%. Ganun po eh. Wala siguro, medyo may kaluwagan po siguro kung gagamitin yung PDRs doon kasi meron namang allowance talaga sa banyaga. Kaya lang ito, nagkataon po. Ito lamang po ang provision ng saligang batas na nagtatakda na 100% dapat. Ang Kongreso po ay maingat din naman dito. So, ano po yung beneficial ownership? Nagkaroon po kasi ng pagkakataon na ma-define po yung kung ano ibig sabihin ng beneficial ownership. Nakatara po sa Section 3.12, 2015 IRR of the Securities Regulation Code, Republic Act 8799. Babasahin ko po, Mr. Chair. Beneficial owner or beneficial ownership means any person who directly or indirectly through any contract, arrangement, undertaking, relationship, or otherwise has or shares voting power, which includes the power to vote or direct the voting of such security or direct the disposition of such security. Hindi po totoo yung mga pahayag na wala sa kanya yung karapatang bumoto ay nawawala na siya ng kapangyarihan. Ang beneficial owner po, nakapag-didirect siya, nakapag-i-influence siya kung paano iboto yung underlying share. Ito po ay nasa batas. Ngayon po, ang sabi natin kanina, hindi naman namin binibigyan ng karapatang bumoto. Kaya po ang tanong ko kanina kay Attorney Bautista, yun lamang po bang karapatang bumoto ang kumukontrol? Hindi po. Hindi po. Bigyan ko po kayo ng halimbawa. Halimbawa po yung PDRs natin, hindi ngayon, meron kayo halimbawang gagawin na isang fundamental decision. Mangangailangan po kayo ng, under the Corporation Code, mangangailangan kayo ng at least 2/3 ng outstanding stocks ng ABS CBN. Kung nagkataon po yung mga PDR sa halimbawa, bigla ngayong nag-exercise ng right to dispose yung may-ari nito. Pero wala namang gustong bumili. Nangyayari po yan. Madidelay po ngayon yan. What will happen to the fundamental decision that should be undertaken by the corporation? Mababalam po yun. Sa makatwid po, hindi lamang yung bumoto siya, pati yung hindi niya pagboto, na-delay po yung hakbang na gagawin ng corporation. Ang dami po, binanggit po ninyo yung Roy case. Sinabi po doon, alam naman nyo yun, binasa na rin nyo siguro kahit pagbalik-balik ta rin natin yun eh. Hindi lamang po yung may-ari ng voting power ang makapag-i-impluensya at makapag-control. Ano pong sabi doon? There are corporate control enhancing mechanisms. Tawagin nga po nila yan, proportionality limiting measures. Nandyan po sa batas yun. Ang isang example po ng corporate control enhancing mechanism, ito nga po yung PDRs. Paano po? Ito, aaminin niyo po siguro. Meron po kayong ganito po, para malaman ng mga kababayan natin. Ang dalawa pong may-ari, malalaking stockholders na may-ari ng ABS CBN Corporation, Lopez Incorporated. At saka yung PCD Company Nominee. Tama po ba yun? Ito po kasi ay dokumentong ibinigay nyo sa Secretariat ng komite na gumagabay sa atin ngayon. Tama po ba yun? There are two major stockholders.
ABS CBN, please answer. Hindi po pwede yung tatango lang po. Please answer po.
Tama po yan.
Tama po. Ang Lopez Incorporated, siya rin po ang may-ari ng ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. Tama po ba?
Lopez Inc. owns 60% of ABS Holdings Corporation.
Ulitin po ninyo.
Lopez
Pakiulit
Inc.
po.
owns 60% of ABS Holdings Corporation.
Yung Lopez Inc. ano po?
Oo.
Yung 10% naman po, yung pag-aari ni Mr. Gabby Lopez, tama po? Siya po ang treasurer at member of the board.
Opo, tama po yan.
30%, hawak po ni Ginoong Oscar Lopez, Manuel Lopez, at saka Salvador Tirona.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Sa makatwid po, ang majority ownership ay nasa Lopez Incorporated ng ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. Nagkataon po, sila pa rin ang may-ari ng ABS CBN Corporation. Tama po ba?
That's correct.
Okay. Isa po sa malaking may-ari ay yung PCD Company Nominee. Pero doon po, sa ibinigay po ninyong mga dokumento sa aming secretariat, nakalagay lamang PCD Company Nominee. Pagkatapos, ang nakikita namin, majority Pilipino. Ay, ibig sabihin pa lang, doon pa lang, inaamin nyo na merong kasangkot na hindi Pilipino kasi majority Pilipino lang. Eh. Tingnan po ninyo yung dokumento. Dapat siguro nilagay nyo doon, majority foreigner. Bakit po? Kung titingnan po natin yung mga inisyo ninyong mga PDRs, sinabi na po kanina ni DS Hernandez kanina, ang top notcher po foreign 198 million PDRs representing about 61%. Ang susunod po, dalawa po kasi yung PCD company nominee, kaya po yung pong dokumento ninyo nakalilito eh. Isa pong PCD company nominee, foreign. Ito po ang kanyang representation, 61%. Yung pong PCD company, Pilipino, 36%. Paano po? Siguro po itanong ko sa inyo, sino po yung security agent holding the pledge of shares to secure the delivery upon exercise of the PDR hold? Sino po ba yung security agent ng mga PDRs na foreign?
Yung Philippine Deposit Trust Corporation.
Ayun. Kung gagamitin po natin yung halimbawa, siya po yung inutusan na bumili ng loto. Kasi siya po yung may hawak nun eh. Tama po ba? Tama po, di ba? Nominee lang po siya eh. Ang principal po yung may-ari ng PDRs. Tama po. Okay, kayo naman, napakasimple naman po ng... Ulitin ko po, ano? Dalawa po yung PCD company nominee. Isang foreign, isang Pilipino. Doon po sa mga dokumentong pinadala nyo sa amin, isa po siya sa umahawak na pagmeme-ari ng ABS CBN Corporation. Ito po yung broadcasting. Sino po yung agent? Ang sabi nyo, Philippine Central Depository. So siya po yung nominee. Kagaya po ng paghalimbawa kanina, para po maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan, siya po yung bumili ng ticket ng loto. Pero po yung holder, ang sabi niya, ito po yung number, ito yung number na itataya mo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ang merong control po noon, yung may hawak ng holder ng PDR. Sa makatwid, kahit siya po'y PDR holder lang, makapagdidikta po siya doon sa PCD nominee, nagkataon pong hawak po ng Philippine Central Depository. Ito pong mga tanong na ito, napakasimple naman po eh. Nagbibigay po kasi ng agam-agam, babalik na naman po ako sa issue, talaga bang nagagamit ba natin ang PDRs para lusutan natin ang saligang batas? Sa totoo po, yung mga testimonya po ng Securities and Exchange Commission, kaya po yung pauna kong tanong kanina, attorney, hindi ba parang mga conclusion of facts lang yan? Ang tanging makapagsasabi lang kasi, kung sino talagang nagsasabi ng totoo, katapus-tapusan, ang Korte Suprema. Kami po dito, inihahayag lang namin, ang pangamba namin, baka nagagamit po ninyo para i-circumvent ang Constitution. Ang totoo po nito, kung susuriin po natin yung PDR instrument na binigay nyo sa amin, andito po, nagbigay kayo eh. Ito po. Yung kopya ko pa nga po, sabi ko sa inyo, napakalabo pero pinagjagan ko pong basahin. Ano po ang magdidikta kung may control ang PDRs? Yung pong binigay ninyong karapatan na nandito sa instrument. Alam po ninyo kung ilan ang binigay ninyong karapatan sa may hawak ng instrument? Napakarami po, alam po ninyo ito. Number 1, the right to delivery. Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng the right to delivery, attorney?
Kung mamarapatin niyo po, pwede po ba akong sumagot?
Opo, kung sino mo pong gustong sumagot sa inyo.
Yung right to delivery po, ang ibig pong sabihin nun, kung ayaw niyo na pong hawakan ng PDR at kayo ay Pilipino, pwede pong ilipat sa inyo yung shares ng ABS CBN Broadcasting Company. Kasi kasama po yun ng mga binili nyo. Meron po kayong deposit kung gusto nyong i-exercise kasi hindi naman po kayo pwedeng pilitin na maghawak ng PDRs hanggang sa huli. Kung gusto nyo hong i-convert yun into shares, then i-deliver po sa inyo yung ABS CBN common shares.
Dalawang bagay po kasi yun, attorney. Kung Pilipino po, kaya niyang hawakan. Kung hindi po siya Pilipino, hindi niyo ibibigay sa kanya sapagkat isa sa kondisyon ng PDR.
Tama po yun.
Pero ang hindi po ninyo niliwanag, yun pong foreign holder, meron siyang karapatan na mag-designate ng Filipino person. Tama po?
Wala pong ganun sa aming PDR instrument. Kung siya po ay banyaga, ang kanya pong right is ipabenta yung shares para ang matatanggap lang niya ay yung proceeds ng shares. Cash po ang kanyang matatanggap. At kung pwede pong sumagot dun sa una niyong tanong.
Sandali po.
Yeah. Dalawa po yung listahan ng mga na sinubmit.
Sandali po. Ang sabi po ninyo, wala po sa instrument ninyo na kapag ka-foreigner ay hindi siya makapag-a-appoint ng isang Filipino person na maging nominee niya? Wala po?
Pong ganun.
Kung sakali pong maipakita ko sa inyo na nasa inyo pong instrument, kung sakali lamang po.
Sige po.
Ito po yung ano po sa item, nagbigay po kasi kayo ng isang sample ng PDR instrument. Siguro kabisado naman po ninyo. Ako, ngayon ko lang po nakita. May I draw your attention under item 2.3. Ang subject po nito, form, title, transfer, and certificate. Ano po ang sinasabi rito? Lulundag na po ako dun sa pinag-uusapan. Sabi niya, Sandali po, hindi po pala yun. Nagsamali ako. Dito po sa page 29 po, nung prospectus ninyo accompanying the statement. Ano po? Meron po kasi kayong ABS CBN 2014 registration statement. Kasama po yon ay yung prospectus. Sa page 29 po ng prospectus na yan, ganito po yung sinasabi. Each PDR is exercisable upon payment of the exercise price of 10 centavos and will entitle the PDR holder as permitted by Philippine law to either delivery of, ayun po, or sale of the payment of proceeds from the sale of one share. Of the issue price, 43.125 shall be treated as a deposit and shall apply towards payment of the relevant share upon exercise of the PDRs. Ito po yung kasunod. Delivery of shares to non-Philippine person is not permitted. Therefore, on exercise of the PDR, the underlying shares will be delivered only to the Philippine persons designated by the holder or otherwise sold on its behalf in the open market. Binigyan po niyo siya ng kapangyarihan na mag-designate ng non-Philippine ng Philippine person. Pag sinabi mo pong Philippine person, attorney, pwedeng individual, pwedeng corporation. Eh bakit ngayon tatalikuran ninyo na sinasabi ninyo wala siyang karapatang mag-designate? Ito po yung napakalaking kapangyarihan na binigay nyo sa kanya. Magiging isang instrumento po ito para i-circumvent ang saligang batas sa dami po ng kapangyarihang binigay ninyo. Kung babasahin po ninyo itong instrument na binigay nyo, ang title nga po nito ito po, Philippine Deposit Receipt Instrument, ABS CBN Holdings Corporation. Dito pa nga po, may karapatan po yung holder. Mr. Chair, naririnig po ninyo? Siguro po mamaya na po kayo
Hindi po.
mag-confer ng note. Para po,
Pagpaumanhin niyo po.
ganito po. Hindi nga nakita nyo po, meron. So, sa mga tweet, tama po ako.
Meron pong nakasulat nga dito.
Meron po pala, no? Mabuti po. Dapat po tinitingnan. Ako ngayon ko lang nakita po Pero kayo, kayo po nagpasimula nito, dapat alam po ninyo ito.
Opo.
Ngayon, nasaan na ba ako? Isa pa pong kapangyarihan na binigay ninyo sa may-ari ng PDR. Binigyan po ninyo siya ng kapangyarihan na sa English po kasi, to vary and modify the rights of the holder. Ito po yung talagang nakapagbigay sa akin ng iba yung parang pagkabahala. Bakit po ganun? Nakalagay rito, by way of an extraordinary resolution, the PDR holder can vary and modify their rights depending on several eventualities. Ito po ba sinuri ng Securities and Exchange Commission? Kanina po, yung mga tanong ng mga kasama ko, inapprove pala ng Securities and Exchange Commission. Ibig sabihin, pag inapprove yan, talagang may primary jurisdiction, ganito po yan. Ang ibig po ba niyong sabihin, attorney, nung inapprove po ng Securities and Exchange Commission, tiningnan din po ba niya kung yung PDR ay maaring nakapag-circumvent ng saligang batas? Tiningnan ba ng SEC po yun? Yun po ba yung inyong assumption?
Yan po ang aming assumption kasi lahat po ng mga dokumento at lahat ng mga requirements, pati po yung PDR instrument at lahat ng kailangan i-disclose, dinisclose naman po namin sa Securities and Exchange Commission.
Yun po yung assumption ninyo.
Yun po.
Ngayon, yung po kasing pagbabari or modification of rights upon the existence of some eventualities or contingent conditions, mangyayari lamang po yun pagkatapos na approvein yung PDR para i-offer na ninyo. So, lalabas po dito, hindi kailanman malalaman ng Securities and Exchange Commission kung ano yung mga rights na babaguhin at ano-anong mga conditions na magti-trigger kung bakit binago yon. Wala na pong alam doon ang Securities and Exchange Commission. Hindi po niya kontrolado yon. At ang Securities and Exchange Commission po ay hindi isang korte na sasabihin niya, ito hindi makalalabag ito sa saligang batas. Meron po ba siyang ganong kapangyarihan, attorney? Na pag nung makita niya, ang totoo po nito, alam po niyo yung kasagutan eh. Ano po ang in-approve? Ang in-approve po nila sa inyo ay yung actual na pagbibenta ninyo ng Philippine Depositary Receipts. Wala pong kinalaman doon yung determination kung meron man, kung ito'y nakalabag sa saligang batas. There was no determination on the part of the Securities and Exchange Commission to look into whether or not some kind of circumvention has been done. Why? Hindi po kasi trabaho ng Securities and Exchange Commission yun eh. Sukat na, mairehistro nila, nailagay po sa tamang mga requisite na hinahanap ng Securities and Exchange Commission, sabi niya, okay na yan. Pero hindi po niya titingnan. Hindi siya lalabas sa 4 na sulok ng PDRs na yan para lamang sabihin sa inyo, constitutionally, tama po ito. Wala pong ganon. Ang totoo po niyan, attorney, kung halimbawa naniniwala kayo sa assumption ninyo na tama lahat ito, nakita lahat ng Securities and Exchange Commission. Pero, kayo na rin po siguro ang dapat na tumingin dito sa inyong mga dokumento. May mga disclaimer po. Ito po. Doon pa lamang po sa Securities Regulation Code, ang sabi niya, Section 12, the Securities and Regulations Code, ito po, 12.7, Madam. Any untrue statement or fact, ulitin ko po, any untrue statement of fact or omission to state a material fact required to be stated herein or necessary to make the statement therein not misleading shall constitute fraud. O sa mga tweet, hindi sinasabi ng, yan ay complete na tama yan. Nilalabas ko ang sarili ko dyan. Sabi po ng dito pa lang sa batas, dito pa lang sa pagre-rehistro ninyo. Ang sabi pa po rito, ito po nasa first page po ng inyong prospectus. Dated January 6, 2014, which accompanied the 2014 registration statement of ABS CBN. Ito po yung nakasaad mismo. The Securities and Exchange Commission has not approved the securities or determined if this prospectus is accurate or complete. Any misrepresentation to the contrary is a criminal offense and should be reported immediately to the Securities and Exchange Commission. Bakit po merong disclaimer na ganito? Abay, nilalabas din siyempre ng Securities and Exchange Commission ang sarili niya. Maring nagkamali siya. Tama po ba, attorney?
Kung pwede ko po lang hong linawin, yung pong...
Hindi, tanong ko po sa inyo, ito po bang pagkakaroon ng disclaimer na to, hindi nangangahulugan na hindi sapat na inapprove yung sale sapagkat maring merong siyang hindi nakita, kaya meron siyang disclaimer. Kaya wag nating sasabihin na pumasa sa lahat ng aspeto, lalong-lalo na po kung pag-uusapan ay yung ating saligang batas. Hindi po ba ganoon ang ibig sabihin ng disclaimer?
Ang review po kasi ng Securities and Exchange Commission, pag nag-apply po kayo for registration, talaga kung hinihimay nila lahat ng mga disclosures doon.
Yun nga po.
Kung meron
wala
lang pong
po
misrepresentation.
Hinimay nga nila pero nagkaroon sila ng disclaimer. Ang ibig sabihin nito, hindi sapat na tingnan lang nila. Maaring merong pagkukulang, marong hindi nakita.
Opo.
Sabi nga po natin ganito eh.
Ang pagkukulang po niyan ay usually sa factual issues po. Pag sinabi mong
Yun
ang
po.
aming capital ay 100 million, pero 50 million lang pala, yun po yung ano.
Sandali po. Yun po yung assumption ninyo. Yun
Opo.
po yung opinion ninyo. Kaya
Opo.
kanina po, ang aking opening salvo, lahat po ng pinag-uusapan natin at sagot nyo, mga conclusion of fact ito. Maaring nagkamali kayo, maaring nagkamali kami, pero yung agam-agam nandito po. Malinaw po yun. Nagkakaroon ng pagdududa sapagkat napakarami ng binigay ninyong power sa holder na kung tutuusin mo at pagsasama-samahin will constitute control as a beneficial owner. Tingnan mo, the right to delivery, possession. The right to sale or proceeds of the underlying share, ito po yung distribution of cash, enjoyment. I-exercise ng kanyang disposition. These are the three attributes of ownership. Pagkatapos sasabihin po ninyo, palalabasin po natin sa pamamagitan ng mga intricate web of corporate lawyering na hindi po ganito. Paano po namin masusundan ngayon? ABS CBN is owned by Lopez Inc. ABS CBN Holdings is owned by Lopez Inc. Meron pa pong holding corporation ang nagme-may-ari ng Lopez Inc. Saan po natin hahanapin lahat itong PDRs na ito kung napakarami po ninyong holding corporation? Tingnan po ninyo.
Pwede po bang sumagot?
Sandali po. Ito po yung... Ang Lopez Inc. ngayon ay pag-aari na naman ng isang holding companies of Mr. Eugenio Lopez Jr., Oscar M. Lopez, Manuel Lopez, Presentacion Lopez, Sinakis. 4 na kumpanya na naman po ang may-ari na naman ng Lopez Inc. Isa po ay Creslo Holdings Corporation, majority Filipino. Ito po yung sinabit niyo sa Secretariat. Mantes Corporation, majority owner Filipino. Tigto 29.10% po itong dalawang ito. Dito pa lamang po, makikita na po yung pag-aalinlangan. Bakit majority Filipino? 29.1%, dalawa. Paano? Yun sa PCD, hindi na nga nyo po may papaliwanag eh. Sino po ang boboto nung hawak po ng PCD Corporation nominee foreign? 198 million PDRs constituting 61%. Sino po ang boboto nung underlying shares nun?
Okay. Kung pwede pong bumalik doon sa PCD nominee, dalawa po yung listahan na isinubmiti namin. Yung isa pong listahan, ang listahan ng shareholders ng ABS CBN Broadcasting Company. Kung makikita niyo po dyan, wala pong PCD nominee na non-Filipino. Yung isa pong listahan, yun po ang listahan ng PDR holders. Kaya po merong PCD nominee kasi po yung shares nakadeposit sa kanila at nagbenta ng mga PDRs both to Filipinos and non-Filipinos. So ang restriction po natin is on the mass media company. At yung sa mass media company, kung titignan niyo po ang listahan, lahat po yan ay Pilipino. Yung sa list ng PDR holders na nakadeposit sa PCD nominee, meron ho yan foreigners. Wala naman pong diskusyon na walang foreigners na naghahawak ng PCD, ng PDRs. Kasi po yung PDRs, yung amin pong ine-explain kanina, it's a financial instrument. Wala po silang ownership sa mass media company.
Alam po ninyo, attorney, ganito po yun eh. Kahit na po sabihin natin 1,000,000 beses na wala silang ownership, konklusyon pa rin po yun. Ang mangyayari po nito, kanina ko pa po tinatanong, ano po yung kasaysayan ng 198 million PDRs na hawak po ng foreign? Ngayon po, merong PCD company nominee foreign. Sino po ang boboto para doon? Kasi nominee lang po siya.
Kung ang tanong niyo po ay kung boboto sila sa ABS CBN Broadcasting Company, hindi po sila bumoboto. Ito pong listahan na to na may PCD nominee, yan po ang listahan ng mga PDR holders. So kung tatanungin nyo ang botohan, yun ang botohan ng mga PDR holders. So wala pong kinalalaman yun sa ABS CBN Broadcasting Company.
kanina pa po natin pinagtatalunan yung tungkol sa control. Halimbawa po, gusto niyang i-exercise yung right to dispose. Foreigner po siya. Siyempre po, hahanap kayo ng bibili, hindi po ba, attorney?
Opo.
Nagkataon po, wala pang bibili. Nangyayari naman po yun eh. Sa dami po nun. Hindi ko po kasi alam kung ang magti-trigger nun, yung mismong may hawak ng PDR o may kinalaman din yung ABS Holdings, ito po yung napakalabo eh. Dahil nga po sa web ng inyong layering, ito po yung mahirap na tuntunin. Kaya po nahihirapan tayong ganito, napakarami po nung layering ninyo, kaya lumilitaw po talaga, hindi natin matukoy talaga kung nagagamit na circumvention ito o hindi. Dapat kasi linawin natin. Ngayon, wala pong bibili. Nagkataong 198 million PDRs po yun, representing 61%. Ang tanong po kanina, kung halimbawa, gagawa po kayo ng isang fundamental action, corporate action, madi-delay po pati yung action na gagawin ninyo. Sapagkat na-delay po. Kahit hindi siya bumoto, yung hindi niya pagkakaboto dahil yung hindi niya pagkakabenta, na-delay po yun, hindi naman po kayo makakagawa without the 2/3 outstanding shares po na nire-represent ng PDR. Yun po yung magulo doon. Kaya malinaw po rito, kahit sabihin po ninyong wala silang controlling sa pamamagitan ng pagboto, yung hindi po niya pagboto o na-delay niya yung pagboboto, control din po yun eh. So ang malinaw, nakaka-control din sila sa management. Malinaw po yun.
Yeah. With due respect po, Your Honor, yung hindi po pagboto ay karapatan din po ng shareholder.
Tama po yun. Tama po yun. Pero ang sinasabi natin, na-delay po yung action ng nagagawin under, for example, I'm referring to Section 6 of the Corporation Code. Tama po yun?
Yeah.
Na-delay ngayon ng sabihin nating 3 buwan. Hindi nyo nagawa yung dapat ninyong gawin. Hindi po ba na-control niya? Na-control niya. Kasi maaaring, ito po yung medyo mahirap po. Ang tinatanong ko kanina, sino po yung security agent? Sabi po ninyo, yung PCD.
Sila po ang security
Philippine
agent
Central
ng
Depository.
PDRs.
Oh. Sila po yung may hawak ng pledge of shares,
Opo.
di ba? Para ma-secure po yung delivery upon the
Opo.
exercise, di ba? Ano po yung nature at saka extent ng obligasyon ng security agent?
Yung security agent po ay siya lang naghahawak ng shares na underlying the PDRs.
Ang ibig po ninyong
pagbibenta
sabihin, ang ibig niyo sabihin, walang influensya po yung may hawak nun?
Wala po kasi wala man po silang karapatan na mag-influensya. Sila lang po yung nagkustodiya ng mga shares of stock para din ho protektahan naman ang PDR holders. Kasi kung yung shares naman madi-dissipate, mawawalan po din ng rights ang mga PDR holders.
Sa Congressman lamang po yun.
Deputy Speaker Marcoleta, pwede po bang ibigay nyo na po ang inyong huling katanungan para po mapagbigyan ng daan yung linya po ng pagtatanong ng susunod natin na magtatanong na si Congressman PD Barsaga.
Sabi po ni Congressman PD, bibigay po niya sa akin yung panahon niya.
Umiiling po si Congressman Barsaga.
Well, I have been waiting for so long. So I will be waiting for the moment that my time will come. Although I was here as early as 12:30.
Sige po, huling katanungan po, Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair, hindi po ako matatapos siguro kahit nabigyan. Siguro po mga 15 minutes po baka kaya ko pong tapusin.
Mr. Chairman, in as much as I also have some questions, but I yield to the Honorable Marcoleta. Kasama na rin po dun kay Congressman Onyx Crisologo na ibinigay sa akin bilang nakakatanda, ibinibigay ko na po kay Congressman Marcoleta.
Maraming salamat, Vice Chairman Mark Defensor. Additional 10 minutes para kay Congressman Marcoleta.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Salamat po, Congressman Mike Defensor.
Pwede po bang
Para po madali.
magsalita?
Sandali po. Siguro po gawin natin, stipulation na lang po para, kunyari, para madali yung ibang tatanungin ko sa inyo. If you so desire, no? As of October 16, 2019, Mr. Chair, can ABS CBN representative stipulate that per beneficial ownership disclosure of ABS CBN Holdings, Prudential Singapore Holdings PTE Limited holds 15,656,570 PDRs issued by ABS CBN Holdings.
Mr. Chairman, we have to check the records. We can just give.
I-check po ninyo.
Oh, yes, sir.
Salamat po. Mr. Chair, can ABS-CBN also stipulate that in May 2013, Mercury Media Holdings Limited, an affiliate of the Capital Group companies, acquired PDRs issued by ABS-CBN Corporation from Marathon Asset Management LLP, costing some 2.3 billion pesos.
ABS-CBN?
We'll check again the figures, Your Honor.
Siguro po, Mr. Chair, paano check po ninyo? Paano kung na-check po ninyo? Yes na po ang sagot?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sige po. Mr. Chair, will ABS-CBN also stipulate further that in June 2013, a US-based fund, Capital International Private Equity Fund, acting through Mercury Media Holdings Finance, subscribed to some 2.5 billion pesos worth of PDRs from ABS-CBN Holdings?
Mr. Chairman, we'll also look at the figures and verify it and then certify.
Yung pong mga i-verify nyo, kailan nyo po matatapos i-verify? Can you verify it today?
Baka mahirapan ho kami today. It's already 7.
Okay. Kung hindi po kaya ngayon,
Tomorrow's a holiday.
kahit po matapos itong round of questioning natin tungkol sa PDRs, papayagan po ng chairman ng joint committee ito na bigyan ng 1 o 2 minuto si Congressman Marcoleta para naman sagutin nyo yung kanyang mga katanungan na hindi nyo po masagot ngayong gabing ito. Sa susunod po natin na hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Congressman Marcoleta.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Kasi po, mawalang galang na po sa ABS-CBN. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, about 3 weeks ago, I asked them to submit alpha lists. Kung naalala po ninyo, yung contribution nila sa SSS, contribution sa Pag-ibig Fund, contribution sa employment compensation, contribution sa home development o itong Pag-ibig Fund, contribution sa PhilHealth. Pwede ko po bang malaman kung ito po ay nasubmit na, Mr. Chair?
Congressman Marcoleta, hindi pa po nasubmit ng ABS-CBN ang mga documents na nirequest natin at pwede po kayong mag-motion na pasabina na natin yung mga documents natin na yun.
Pwede po nating gawin yun, pwede rin nating hindi gawin sapagkat alam naman natin kung talagang katotohanan po yung kanilang gustong malaman. Dahil sa palagi po nilang sinasabi na 11,000 ang kanilang mga regular employees, yun lamang po kasi ang makapagpapatunay kung sino talagang nagsasabi ng totoo, kung 11,000 o hindi 11,000. 3 linggo na po kasi yun, Mr. Chair. Sa mga tweet, kung makakakuha tayo ng commitment sa kanila, napakadali naman po nun.
Maaari po ba naming mahingi po ang commitment ng ABS-CBN?
Po, Mr. Chair, we commit po to submit all the requested documents before the next hearing po.
Sige po. Inaasahan po namin yung submission po na yan At dahil po hindi nyo rin po na-submit at hindi rin masagot, papabayaan po ng chairman ng joint committee ito na muling itanong ni Congressman Marcoleta yung kanyang katanungan ngayong gabi. Maikling-maikli lang po, Congressman Marcoleta, sa susunod po na hearing natin, kahit po ibang issue na po yung pag-uusapan natin. Congressman Marcoleta.
Salamat po. Sinasabi po ninyo kasi na palaging walang control. Hindi naman kami nagbenta, hindi namin binigay ang ownership sa mga foreign holders ng mga PDRs. Pero kung tutuntunin po kasi yung mga dokumento nyo, halimbawa ito pong ABS CBN Holdings Beneficial Ownership Disclosure dated October 28, 2019. Ito po yung admission ninyo eh. The PDRs unlock the share value of ABS CBN Corporation, allowing foreigners to participate. Sarili po ninyong disclosure ito eh. Ulitin ko po. The PDRs unlock the share value of ABS CBN Corporation, allowing foreigners to participate in a media enterprise whose ownership is constitutionally limited to Filipinos. Kayo na po nag-admit ito. Hindi ko naman po salita ito. Kinuha ko lang po dito sa... Ito, kayo po may papel nito eh. Paano hindi... Nandun po yung pagdududa. Nandito po yung agam-agam. Di ko po sinasabing ako po yung tama. Wala pa pong makapagsasabi nito sapagkat sa tamang panahon po ito, maring dumating po sa Korte Suprema, sila po ang may final say dito. So, isa-isa po pinakikita ko sa inyo, inarmasan po ninyo yung PDR ng napakaraming kapangyarihan na kung saan manggagaling po yung kontrol eh. Hindi ko naman po kayo masisi. Siguro wala naman pong bibili na PDR sa inyo kung hindi naman sila bibigyan ng ganitong mga karapatan. Ganun din po yun eh. Ginamit po niyo yung PDR para tumaas po yung share. Ang problema, it will also achieve the twin evil na, you are allowing also the foreigners to participate in a media enterprise whose ownership is constitutionally limited to Filipinos. Kayo po nagsabi nito. Hindi po ako. Ganito po, Mr. Chair. Ang ano po kasi, ang ABS-CBN is a publicly listed corporation. Tama po yun, attorney, di ba?
Tama po.
Kapag publicly listed company, nakapagbebenta po kayo ng mga shares sa ating mga kababayan. Tama naman po yun, di ba?
Tama po.
Ito naman po ay isang legal na pasilidad na ipinagkakalob ng batas. Kung sana po, yun na lamang sana, yung ating paraan. Ang nangyari po kasi, bigla ngayong in-introduce nyo yung PDRs. Naintindihan ko na po because we should be able to take advantage of modern technology. And in the new financial market, we should be able to introduce creative and innovative financial instruments that would probably meet the peculiar needs of investors. Talaga pong ganun eh. Pero sabi ko nga sa inyo, kung hindi po sana kayo mass media company na ang tuntunin ay napakahigpit, halimbawa po, si Congressman Michael Defensor, meron po siyang napakalaking kumpanya na nagtitinda ng taho. Ano po yan, 60-40 ang ano dyan. Talagang papayagan po yung pagmimay-ari ng PDR. Kahit mag-issue po siya ng PDR, hindi ko na po siya kukwestiyonin. Malayo ko na po siyang questionin siguro, ma'am eh. Kasi meron po talagang porsyento na inilalaan ng batas. Kaya lang ito po, ang test po natin dito, whether or not yung paggamit po nating PDRs ay maaring nakalalabag. Ito po yung pinakapunto ng usaping ito. Kung sana po yung nagbebenta na lang kayo, malinaw na malinaw po yung unang test, yung control test, situs of control. Malinaw po, puro Pilipino eh. Masisino pa nating lahat. Pero kung PDRs po, Amerikano po halimbawa, Aleman, British, Paano po natin, kahit na po magkahiwalay yung listahan natin, ma'am, o sige, meron kang PCD company Pilipino, meron kang PCD company foreign. Paano po ngayon matutuntunan ni Kong Boying Remulla kung yung pong foreign na yun, ibinenta niya sa kabilang, wala na po tayong matutuntun doon. Ito yung napakahirap. So, maski po yung saligang batas, hirap po na tuntunin kayo sapagkat napakarami po ninyong ginamit na kaparaanan. Hindi ko naman po sinabing sinadya ninyong itago, pero ganito po yung nangyayari. Kaya po humihirap. Kasi po ang PDR, isang makabagong instrumento. Alam naman po ninyo na there are regulatory gaps in our present system. Tanggapin ninyo o hindi, kung minsan po, yung mga batas natin hindi makahabol sa bilis ng technology. Ang isa pong halimbawa, ito po. Ito pong conditional access system na binigay sa ABS CBN Corporation para makapagpalabas po kayo sa pamamagitan ng cable. Ang sabi po ng NTC sa inyo, huwag muna kayong gagamit, sabi niya, ng isang cable channel hanggat hindi kami nakagagawa ng kaukulang tuntunin para i-regulate ito. Sinulatan po kayo ng NTC. Pero sa kabila po nun, pinagwalang bahala ninyo, tinuloy pa rin ninyo, ano po ang gusto kong palabasin? Nauhuli po yung talagang ganun po napakabilis ng technology So, maski dito po, mabilis po yung pag-create natin ng mga financial instrument, hindi makahabol ang ating regulatory system. Yun po yung nagiging dahilan, kaya nagkakaroon kami ng pananaw na nagagamit po ninyo ang PDRs sa paraan na nababiolate po ninyo ang ating saligang batas. Doon po sa yung pong kapangyarihan ng isang PDR holder sa delivery or sale, nakalagay din po sa, hindi lang isang dokumento po ang ginagamit ko, sarili po ninyo ito. Tingnan po ninyo yung ABS CBN Corporation na nakalagay po ito. Doon sa certificate po. Nakalagay po sa PDR certificate ito mismo This certifies that blank 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 is our registered holders of the Philippine deposit receipts contained herein and is are entitled upon the payment of the exercise price of 10 centavos per share or such amount as may be adjusted herein in accordance with the terms of the PDR instrument to the delivery or sale of one existing share of stock of ABS CBN Broadcasting Corporation for every one PDR held. Yun po ay possession, di ba? Ito naman po sa, yung right of delivery, nandito pa.
Pwede po sumagot.
Ito po, bago niyo po sagutin, meron pa pong isang pinagbabatayan. Dito po sa inyong PDR instrument under item 2.3, ito po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. 2.3 Form Title Transfer Certificates. Upon exercise of the PDR exercise rights, the shares delivered or sold shall be lodged with the PCD, unless and until the exercising holder, in case of delivery or subsequent transferee, in case of sale, requests for upliftment into registered stock certificate evidencing shares. Napakalaki po ng mga kapangyarihang binibigay nyo. Paano po ninyo ipaliliwanag yung binigay nyong kapangyarihan na pagkatapos po ninyong maibenta yung share, binigyan nyo ng karapatan yung holder na baguhin yung karapatan na nakasaad doon sa pamagitan lang ng isang extraordinary resolution? Nandito po
Kung mamarapatin niyo po, yung pong extraordinary resolution na yun ay hindi po extraordinary resolution ng ABS CBN Broadcasting Company. Yun po ay extraordinary resolution ng mga PDR holders. Kasi po, yung in-explain namin kanina, yung relationship ng PDR holders at ABS CBN Holdings Company ay contractual po. So alam niyo naman po na pag kontrata, both parties can agree to change the terms on the basis of contract. Wala pong pakialam doon ng ABS CBN Broadcasting Company. At yung mga nasa PCD nominee po na nasa kustodiya nila dahil sila ang mga underlying shares ng PDRs, ang bumoboto po niyan ay ABS CBN Holdings Corporation, hindi po PDR holders. In no way po sila pinapayagan na bumoto. At yung ini-stress nyo po na delivery or sale, ang in-explain ho namin, delivery to Philippine nationals kung sila ay entitled, in which case, i-deliver ng ABS-CBN holding sa kanila yung share upon exercise of the right. Kung hindi po sila qualified, as in the case of foreigners, then ang kanila po ay yung sale. Ibebenta po yung shares at yung pera lang po ang mapupunta sa banyagang naghahawak ng PDRs. So, medyo magkaiba po sila.
Naunawaan po natin
Final
yun.
statement, Deputy Speaker Marcoleta. Final statement na po at sumobra na po kayo sa oras, pero bibigyan ko po kayo ng 3 minuto sa susunod na hearing bago po tayo lumipat sa panibagong issue.
Salamat po. Hindi po nangangahulugan na natapos na po. Meron pa po kasi akong konting itatanong, Mr. Chair, pero if I am allowed a little time to summarize, ang pagdinig po natin sa mga PDRs o Philippine Depositary Receipts ay para lamang matingnan nating mabuti kung itong mga financial instruments na ito ay nakalalabag sa tuntunin na itinakda ng ating saligang batas tungkol sa pagmemayari o pamamalakad ng isang mass media. Napaka-importante po nito, Mr. Chair, sapagkat sa panahong ito, makabagong pamamaraan po para mag-raise ka ng capital, kukunti ang risk. Tama naman po yun, kagaya ng opening statement po ni Attorney, convenient po at saka beneficial ito eh. But no matter how creative it is, no matter how innovative that financial instrument is, it is incumbent upon us to see to it that the constitutional provision on ownership, it is actually a constitutional injunction against ownership of foreigners sapagkat talaga pong 100% ang hinahanap ng ating saligang batas. Kailangan po kasi nating mapangalagaan yun. Kagaya po nung nalalaman ng lahat, ang sabi nga po nila, meron po kasing prinsipyo sa batas, Mr. Chair. Alam naman po siguro ng mga abogado ng ABS-CBN, meron tayong Latin maxim on this particular subject matter na maaari natin gamitin. Cuando aliquid, sabi niya, ex prohibitor ex directa, prohibitor as per aliquum. Sa English po, sabi nila, what cannot be legally done directly shall not be done indirectly. Sa Tagalog po, Mr. Chair, kayo naman po ay taga Bulacan. Pagpasensyahin nyo na po yung Tagalog ko, pero ililiwat ko po sa Tagalog, alang-alang po sa ating mga kababayan. Ang hindi mo magagawang, hindi ganito po. Pasensya na po, ano po. Ang hindi mo direktang magagawa na walang gusot ay huwag mong idaan sa pagpapalusot. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.